Wells Fargo has the number.
Now, Boston's most complete late evening local newscast. We've inherited the greatest economic crisis in a half-century, and my administration has been quick and aggressive to confront our most immediate challenges.
The psychopath is a tremendous narcissistic approach, always wanting to be the center of attention.
All right. I'd like to welcome everybody to Vortex Media tonight. And as you know, we're waiting for the Black Jesus Minister to come right now, but this is Friday, the Black Jesus Minister show. Black Jesus Minister versus the AutochonousOne. Aboriginal versus the African paradigm. Are y'all ready for that? I expect it to be a very, 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 very good conversation. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see what my man Black Jesus Minister is doing right now. We're just waiting for him to come in, y'all. But I welcome y'all to the show. Once again, you understand? And sit back and enjoy the ride. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, man, fellas up. Welcome to the Bat Fraternity. Welcome to the Bat Chat, by the way. You know what I mean? Welcome to the Bat Chat. I'm Lex Vortex. Yeah, buddy. And like I said, we got a real good one for y'all tonight. You have entered the vortex. There's no question about it. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Welcome to the show. Yeah. And tonight, we're going to be having a discussion, you know what I'm saying, with Black Jesus Minister and Chief Autochton. And so Black Jesus Minister, you know, is undefeated in the conscious community, and he's been catching a lot of bodies, and again he expects to catch one tonight. But he's been saying that, you know, this aboriginal consciousness, you understand what I'm saying, is just some more Willie Lynch self-hate, you know, that Y'all are trying to avoid being African. You know what I'm saying? And basically, you can't do it. You're African. And so, everyone know what the chief of Talkthon stands for. And so it is to make, a good conversation, man. I'm looking forward to it. So just give me a minute, y'all. I'm still waiting for Black Jesus Minister to pop in. We're going to take a brief intermission, and we'll be back.
Peace, 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 peace. I'm here. All right. Peace, peace. It's your boy the AutochonousOne one. And I just want to have a formal, we just want to have a formal discussion, me and this peace to the people in the chat. but my channel is just structured about showing that it was black people here before any Africans was born here. Also, I broke down how many Africans came here. Also, I broke down the population of people that was already here. So it's pretty simple at this point in time. I'm not trying. I already proved it to myself, and the evidence is facts. You know, most of the time you start talking to a lot of these guys now, they saying what difference does it make? And a lot of these guys are starting to buck dance and saying they knew that it was already black people here. So if you knew that, why didn't you tell anybody? You understand? And you know, you get a lot of different crazy, you know what I'm saying, excuses of why people, you know, why they not telling the truth. Just like you had James Small on the other night. What did he say? he said he held it because I guess he didn't want to be ostracized by his he said it was black people here for over 200,000 years. Now, like you said, the Out of Africa theory is only 200,000 years old, right? So it just seemed like at this point in time, a lot of these jokers is just trying to prove what's older. You gotta. I'm telling you what, because the Europeans got into Africa after they came here. They didn't go to Africa first, and then they came here. Why the fuck would they come all the way over here when they could have went right to Africa? You understand? You look at most of these colonies in Africa and all that shit happened in the 1900s. If they was going over there grabbing up slaves and doing all that, why didn't they move there? Why instead of coming here? So it's a lot of research people got to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm clear. I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that I'm still unclear about. But as far as proving that it was already black Aborigines here that look just like us, yeah, I mean, I already proved that. I think I proved that at least 200%. It ain't even speculation no more. You know what I'm saying? At this point in time, you just find out where your family was from and go from there. You know, your man Black Jesus. I don't want to sit here and go back and forth and just start. Look, man, black we that's all we do is slander each other and go through the negative formalities. I'm really not with that shit. That shit just take too much energy away from what's being said and what's going on. If I put something out there, I mean, you gotta clear it up. You can't for the most part. Give me 1 second, Lex. Give me 1 second. All right, hold on.
You have the Amazon app one?
My fault, y'all. I have my mic muted. I apologize for that. Like I was saying, Black Jesus Minister, I don't know if he's getting cold feet. You know, this Aboriginal information and this consciousness is a little different from that other stuff. It's a lot more solid. It's harder to get around. And maybe Black Jesus doesn't want to ruin his record. I don't know, y'all, but welcome to the show. Either way, the show will be go on. Sorry, y'all. I have my mic muted. Y'all should be able to hear me now. Can y'all hear me now? Yeah, my fault. My mic was muted, y'all. So I think this is becoming a very important conversation. If Black Jesus doesn't show up, maybe we'll find like an Afrocentric fill-in or something. Nah, but I think Black Jesus gonna show up. Let me go. I'm gonna call him right now, live for y'all, and we're gonna find out what's going on with this man. You know, you can't run the night, Black Jesus. Yeah, he hasn't answered the phone quite yet. So, you know, maybe he's handling some family business or something right now, but I'm sure it ain't like Black Jesus to run. So I ain't gonna say he's running right now. I'll just say he probably caught up with something. You never know what type of things happen. You understand what I'm saying? But welcome to the show, Feathers Up. Welcome to the Bat Cave, Bat Wings in the air. Understand what I'm saying? And give me a moment, y'all.
You know how to.
And we're gonna try to get in contact with Black Jesus. You said something, bro?
I said he probably trying to get his information together, man. I mean, me and him talked off air, and you know he agreed that it was already people over here. And that's listen, okay. So I mean, now there's other elements to that, of course. Because the Africa thing is just a fucking. The people over there didn't consider themselves to be African. The tribe in Nigeria don't even know nothing about Africa. That was some shit that was created by the colonists. You understand what I'm saying? And it was applied to the people. The people over there is not united to where they all agreed to say, all right, well, we are Africans. No, that's what we believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we believe. It was Black people all over the fucking planet, man. Prior to the European world domination, with Black people all over the planet, bro. Everywhere. In Europe, everywhere. And that's a destination to say that that was the only place he was at. When you see images of Black people in China and Black Japanese with damn dreadlocks and shit, you like, oh, whoa. And then you start seeing images of the Blacks in Europe and all that. Them people wasn't visitors. Them people was living there. They got castles and shit. You know what I'm saying?
The question becomes, you know, with the out of Africa theory, though, were these people all once just people who were in Africa who spread out? You know what I'm saying? Making them still. Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself this question. If you want think of it like this, right? Right now we can move around because there's stores and there's systems set up to where we can buy the things that we need. You understand what I'm saying? But for somebody who's been living somewhere who don't know the unknown of drifting off from their tribes or their indigenous ways of how they was living, they're not going to go. You think people going to travel all the way to some cold ass country unless it was at one point in time it might have been warm. So like I said, it's a lot of elements to this like, you know what I'm saying? Because Aborigine just means first inhabitants. So you got Aborigines all over the place. But the Aborigines here is specified in the definition of the 1828 dictionary of what the word American means. Say originally applied to the Aborigines or copper-colored people. I ain't even do a video on it though, but they already said copper comes in brown, red brown, and dark brown. You understand? That's what they say. I didn't say that. That's what they say. Motherfuckers think copper is some light, shiny shit. Copper is the same thing you see with a damn penny. The darkest penny you can find. You see, I got a jar of pennies right here. And all the pennies in there is dark. These new pennies don't show that though. But like I said, it's common sense. When you start seeing people that look like you here, you'll understand. But if you don't see people that look like you here and you still questioning, you see people on the damn maps and they showing you, they telling you they was here. The archaeologists telling you was here. The people who came here, the explorers telling you was here. You don't believe you was here. You believe these myths about somebody being brought from Africa or being shipped. You was shipped from here to Africa, and that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact, bro. That's a fact. Like I said, Columbus never brought no slaves here. Columbus came here and enslaved the people. And then what happened was with the Portuguese and the Spanish, they was both in competition to come over here and rape and pillage the land, who would do it the fastest. So the king even had to make laws so they wouldn't come here and be fighting over the land. So they gave the Portuguese Brazil. It was already black people in Brazil. These Negroes think, oh, it's people in Brazil with these Africans. Man, get the fuck out of here. The amount of Africans they brought to the amount of people who was already there is a very small fucking number. They tell you it's 12 million, but that's 12 million people that was taken from here. Because if they was taken from Africa, when you look at the slaves, when you look at slave.org, it would tell you that they were taken from Africa. It tells you the country that they went to. And it's speculation that they came from Africa. It's not even clear on where they came from. You know what I'm saying? So when you start, and then here in North America, but just to do the research and find out, hold on, there's 50 million people here already. Oh, they killed off 50 million people? Are you serious? Really? You think they killed 8 million people off in the island of Espanol? You'll be a fool to believe that, especially when you got people there, the Dominicans that still speak the language that Columbus speak. They call you, like I said, I made a video about this. They call you Moranos. They call you Morano. It comes from the fucking word more. It means free dark-skinned person or free person of color or whatever descriptive term you want to fill in with that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot, man. Even in Virginia, Roanoke Island, they was calling the people there Moors that they was taking from here to Europe. They pop up in Europe as a Rokende Moor. They calling them Moors. I'm not saying that. And even with the word America, when you look up the word America, you start finding Timaraca. It's spelled T with an apostrophe, Maraca. Now you could easily with English interchange the A's with the O's. You gotta, like, it's a lot of research, man, that people don't fail to realize, man. People get stuck up in these religious paradigms and they don't understand things. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that the people here was already Israelite. If you look at a lot of these Indian words, if they didn't have vowels in it, you would see that they was Hebrew words. And you start studying the Algonquin,
right?
You know what I'm saying? They if you take the vowels out, they Hebrew words. I mean, or whatever you designate of being that language. I'm not a linguistic, so I'm not even going to debate nobody on the language. But from my little minute research on language or whatever, it shows you. Even when you see a lot of these so-called Indian words, and think about how we talk. We'll say something without vowels. That's slang. Think about that. That's slang. We talk Albanics without the fucking vowels. You don't find that ironic? That when we talking like when you say a lot of these Indian words and you take out the vowels of them, that's the same type of shit we be talking.
Yes, it's interesting you say that because I see you do have a different roof from a lot of the other people who identify with the indigenous. They just reject everything. And I brought out that the language here is a Phoenician language, that all the languages were connected, man. It's you want to call it Hebrew or Phoenician or whatever. There's a connection there. So, you know, those are just the little idiosyncrasies, though, man, that people don't want to face or may not want to acknowledge. But what I found out from reading the histories is all the tribes, all of them could talk. All their languages were related. They were different dialects, but they were all based in some type of Hebrew Phoenician base. You know what I'm saying? All the way from the Algonquian, you know what I'm saying, to all the other languages. They were all connected. Um, and so, yeah, that's another thing I want to dig into on another show. But we're still waiting for Black Jesus. Now, I know the Black Jesus out there because I'm looking on Facebook, and the brother done made a post 22 minutes ago. So
yeah, man, he running, man. I mean, listen, man, he's running, man. I mean, listen, I ain't got nothing against the brother. I ain't gonna sit here and slander the brother or say anything, but brother running, man. He obviously, you said you wanted to do it earlier, and he said, "No, I'm gonna do it at 9." So he just like, come on, man. I mean, I could be doing plenty of things, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I could be fucking teaching my turtle how to backflip and shit. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up here waiting for this joker. Like, really, man, I could be sitting up here teaching my turtle how to do the wop.
Or he might be getting the times mixed up or something with let me see, bro. I don't know, man.
No, we good, man. I'm saying we good. We can chop it up for him. I mean, for till he come, if he gonna come. I mean, he, like I said, man. That's why I'm not even with the debate and shit, because the information speaks for itself. Nothing you can tell me. You can sit there and tell me, listen, bro, I didn't heard, like you said, the Michael, what's the name? What's the book? The Forbidden Archaeology. I had that book since 2010. You understand? Yo, people reject that book. I'm a rock squad rejected, but they ain't out there doing no field work.
Right.
They ain't, you're not out there doing field work. You taking pictures next to pyramids, but you ain't digging shit up. You ain't out there, you ain't no paleontologist or no archaeologist. So you can't, but what they would try to do is use them. And we know that a lot of these periods, just like even like, I mean, I don't even really want to go into that though, but it's a lot of shit. Even peer review research is biased, man. Peer review research is a bunch of fucking Masons and these secret societies agreeing on certain things to get us to buy into it. You understand what I'm saying? And these niggas don't understand that. Like I said, bro, I didn't been inside of a prison cell, and I done been in numerous collegiate institutions. You understand what I'm saying? So I know myself. I'm a researcher myself, and I'm a researcher by default. I'm a nutritionist, and I deal with holistic nutrition. So when you start researching and you start finding articles and you gotta go through, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then, like I said, like what I do is I always, like when I had to do research papers, I always found shit that opposed to what I talk about and see what they talking about. You understand? Not to sit there and say, okay, well, it opposed. Oh, I'm not gonna listen to that or whatever. But you cannot oppose thousands of pictures of black people here with fucking afros. You cannot oppose that. And you can sit there and make excuses. Oh, well, that don't prove nothing. That proves more than you got. That proves you're Egyptian, or that your ass from anywhere over in Africa. You know what I'm saying? These niggas don't even know. You're a researcher, but you don't know people here was taken to Africa. But you don't see, if we go by the template of what we think so-called Indians look like, Hispanic people, you don't see no Hispanic people in Africa. You don't see none. You see, they said they took millions. We know that the European is not a motherfucking Indian. So we gonna X him out. He's not even, we know he's not an Indian. You understand what I'm saying? So they tell you that the only reason why blacks are the Indians because they get the slaves mixed with the Indians. So now you gotta start using your brain and say, well, hold up, man. Hold up. If the European is not the Indian and the African not the Indian, well, show me the first Indians that they encountered. Show me them. Because I don't see none of us got no fucking Asian features. None of us. There's a few of us maybe, but none of us got no Asian features. None of us. That's why that shit doesn't fly. None of us got straight hair neither. Okay, you got one person in your family with fucking straight hair. Or let me rephrase that. Because if you take care of your hair properly, you'll be able to manage it. We don't take care of our hair properly. We think that men think, oh man, I put shit in my hair or whatever. That's some feminine girl shit. No, that's what your ancestors was doing. How the fuck you think your uncle, when he came from down south, used to have a fucking perm or some straight fucking hair or a fucking ponytail? You ain't never see Negroes with ponytails and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or niggas was wearing that back in the day, man. Before niggas started really getting these buzz cuts and all this and fades and you know and the different hairstyles we wear. But for the most part, like I said, man, most of us don't look like no damn Mongoloid.
Did you ever see Chief Hidden Ego from the Yamasee Nation?
From the who? Yamasee?
Yeah, Chief Hidden Ego.
I think I might have seen them. I'm not. Don't quote.
Yeah.
Iran. They don't like even like Chief Warhorse. Like she was like at first she was saying that it was Africans brought here. That's what she said first. Now she's saying that we was already here. You understand what I'm saying? Like I study this shit. I study these people, man. And I'm not saying I'm against the sister because I've spoken to her. But first she was saying that Africans was brought here or whatever. When that whole shit happened with Hurricane Katrina, if you get her interview and you see it, she's saying that, we descendants of the Africans that was here with that was able to get in the tribe. No, you the Indian. You the real motherfucking Indian. And the white motherfucking Chickasaw Nation is the fake one. That's why I say shit is just so funny, man. And then people don't even
I didn't
question
know how she was saying that because I all the interviews I've seen, maybe she changed up. She was saying that.
Like I said, you gotta find it. It's she's standing there. She got a red shirt on. She's talking about they were supposed to give her money for her land, and she was saying that in the same breath that they was descendants of some Africans. But that's what I'm trying to say. You have to specify this shit when you saying it, or people will get lost. See, people get lost because they don't find themselves in the Mongoloids. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you can't show nobody. Okay, you might have one family member that look like that, but when you see these maps and you see these people on these reservations, on these plantations with these afros and their dark skin, them look like you. That could be you. Show me some other people on the land that look like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, like it's just plain common.
So some people, you know, after you came on before, and some people don't believe pictures are enough. You know what I'm saying? They're saying
anthropologists. They're not. Listen, when I was here the last time, bro, I showed you the Smithsonian Institute. They told you that modern. Why would they use the word modern if these people are indigenous or in Tantan? Modern wouldn't even be the word to use. Now, like I said, man, I don't speak the Queen English. I'm not your so-called traditional scholar. You understand? But I can think and I got common sense and I can see shit. You understand? I can see things like fuck it, like this is not this is not the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's not the truth. If if you start using words like, oh, they might have or may have, you got people who we call scholars using these words. They may have. You know what I'm saying? So I said they don't matter. You got anthropologists, you got 4 skeletons, and you have many more found here. You have footprints found here, but people don't want to believe, so they just making this shit up. So they just making it up that they tell you, the Smithsonian Institute tells you the oldest Americans resemble Africans, Australians, and South Pacific Islanders. This is what they say, not the Tantanist one. Okay, I'm not the one saying it. You can find you can find an article. It's the Naya article. It's I believe it's the 1,000-year-old skull found in Mexico. You'll find it, the Smithsonian Institute. You go down, you skim down, it'll tell you modern Native Americans resemble Korean, Chinese, and Japanese. But the oldest ones, but they said, but the first. Now you think people came here, but see, understand this too. They ain't trying to tell you that people migrated from Africa. No, the people who been here ain't no fucking first nothing. These people been here. They first to you because you the one. The person who doing the research is the one who's finding out about them. Oh, so they was here before these, but they still can't. Man, get the fuck out of here. It's like I said, you had 50 million people over here. And you can look at the population of Mongoloids. Look at the population of Mongoloids. Look at the population of so-called African Americans. Population of Mongoloids is like fucking 2 million. And then all of them motherfuckers don't even look like Mongoloids. Now, if you want to count the Mexicans, that's probably like 100 million. But I'm still trying to dig up research on them because I know that a lot of them mix with the Spaniards. I know a lot of them mix with the Spaniards, and there's 3 different types of Mexicans. There's black Mexicans, there's Mexicans that look like the ones we normally see, and then there's white Mexicans. The Mexicans we normally see, some of them look like us, some of them got, like, I see Mexicans that got big noses and big lips, they just got straight hair. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they got the same features Negroes got. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not sitting up there saying like, oh, you know, they might be descendants of the black Mexicans. You know, like I said, in South America, there gotta be at least 500 million black people, man. At least in South America. There's almost 200 fucking million black people in fucking Brazil. Yeah. You understand what? In Brazil alone, it's almost 2 million black people, 200 million black people, or people who identify as black there. So you start going through the rest of these islands, you start saying, like, hold up, you got Honduras, you got Belize, you got Ecuador, you got Colombia. Colombia got a larger population of black people than we do. The largest population of black people, so-called outside of the continent that they call Africa, is Brazil. The second one is Colombia. Now, the second one is Colombia, bro. Colombia. So it's more black people in Colombia than it is in here, than it is over here.
Right. So do you deny that we intermingle with Africans though, and we do have African ancestry?
But you ain't gotta even finish. The amount of Africans that came here was fucking not even a tenth of how many people was here. So you can say some of them intermingled in what area. If the people in California didn't intermingle with them, because they didn't go all the way there. They only stayed in the 13 colonies, or even they always tell you Massachusetts, South Carolina, New York, all over here. So how did the people in California, the blacks that was in California, mix with Africans? And that's a whole other story there, because they saying that the blacks in California came from the Pacific Islands. They were saying that it was something, because I got an article called Bananas in America, and they were saying how there's bananas in certain parts that's similar to here. That's like in what's the fucking country name? What's this nigga name? Cameroon. From Cameroon. They were saying that the same bananas in Cameroon is the same exact bananas here. So they're trying to say that they came from Cameroon, but the thing about that, Cameroon was just a country. It just became a country. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's more research than I'll ever be able to do in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Your boy got a bunch of videos, whether you can take it, you know what I'm saying? I make word errors, I misspell words, I mispronounce words and everything. But you got motherfuckers out there who so-called got this Dr. Seuss format, or this storytelling format, and they still can't get it. You understand what I'm saying? None of my shit is rehearsed. I mean, shit just come to me, I make the video, and I keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? None of this shit is rehearsed. None of it. And I'm talking right now. I got my face inside my computer. I don't have no mic. I'm not set up. I can be set up like that, but I never really even thought about it. I've been doing this shit so long. You know what I'm saying? You know, it really doesn't even bother me. But the information is there. You know, I mean, I got a bunch of subscribers, and I'm not bragging about it. I'm surprised I got them, because you got motherfuckers who've been doing this shit for years. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going by no subscribers or nothing, because that doesn't make. I never got into it for that. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers come complain about the content, but the majority of people like it. You know what I'm saying? The majority of people agree with the information. So, you know, it can't be debated. If a motherfucker come on here and tell me whatever. Only thing he gonna try to do to me is prove that we're African. That's the only thing a motherfucker can do at this point, is try to prove to me that we came from Africa. That's the only thing they can do. They cannot prove to me that no black people was here. Listen, I put up $1 million that a motherfucker couldn't prove that. You can't prove it. You can't prove. I mean, I can prove that it was black people here easily.
Can you prove that they didn't migrate from Africa?
They can't prove. They gotta prove to me that they migrated from Africa. I don't have to prove that. They gotta prove that. They gotta prove that they migrate. I can prove to you that people from here is in Sierra Leone, Liberia, and in other West African countries that they just renamed. I can prove that. That's why all the Africans don't look alike. And niggas sit here and complain about our complexion. All the Africans don't look alike. You got people, and you got Africans in South Africa that's dark, and then you got some of them that's copper color. And the same thing through West Africa. Did they intermingle with the European? No. So the shit that these niggas come up with is the most stupidest things I ever hear in my life. You know what I'm saying? You got dark Jamaicans, and then you got them Jamaicans that's light brown. I ain't gonna say light skin or nothing, but I'm gonna say light brown or dark. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, same thing in South Africa. So people come, oh man, we mixed and all this other foolish shit. Yeah. Okay, you might have one ancestor that might have had a European or something to that effect in you. Some of us might be half and half, but some of us, like my mother, father, mother, mother was half white and half black. You understand? And she was the one that they were saying was an Indian. And I'm like, hold up. And I used to always ask her, like, how the fuck are you an Indian? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then my other grandmother used to tell me, no, she's not an Indian. I'm the Indian. And she was dark skinned. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, it's like, you know, you learn this shit as coming up, man. You start hearing it, you know what I'm saying? And then you start putting it together, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came through all that. I came through the conspiracy theory. I went through that, which I still dab in every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But went through the Israelites, went through the Moors, went through the conscious community. I used to listen to the Amara Squad. I listened to them for at least 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So I already know most of their tactics and what they do. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no problem with them. I like I said, I listened to them. I used to listen to you and Lex Vortex. I mean, not Lex Vortex, I'm sorry. I used to listen to you and what's my man name? The one you be beefing with all the time. Israel Doctrine. I used to hear y'all niggas always come on there and fuck with them or whatever. And that's what's up though. Cause I knew a lot of that shit that they was saying was bullshit and they'll gang up on you. When you come with something, they'll gang up on you and then ask you these sarcastic and these fallacious arguments and shit that you just I'm not entertaining that. You can't come at with fallacious shit. I'm just gonna go you straight with the facts. Boom. If I do a PowerPoint and show black people these pictures, black and then the motherfuckers if I do a PowerPoint on stage and show black people these motherfucking pictures, they gonna say that's me. And you'll be a fool not to. So you'll say, okay, the people here look more like you than the people on the walls of Kimmy. Or the wall, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You understand what I'm saying? So like, come on, bro. When we went through South America, we went to Peru. You got mummies in Peru. The Chinchilla mummies in Peru got dreadlocks down to their legs. Now everybody not wearing dreadlocks. You understand? And then the hair, the way the hair is, that's Negro shit. You look at the dreads and tell. People like, man, well, all black people. Who the fuck wearing dreads now? Who the majority is wearing dreads? That's what you want to go by. Don't go by the smaller mouth, because the smaller mouth is biting off of the larger mouth that's wearing it.
Right.
So you got to think about it. Like I said, you got to think about it. Like I mean, it's straight facts, man. And when you call these tribes will tell you it's black people here, but you don't know it. That's why I don't sit here and debate nobody. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing about it is when motherfuckers get his status corrected and get straight with it, and then he tell you, nigga, I'm not you. Motherfuckers are like, man, you a traitor. You a traitor or something. Nah, I've been telling you the whole time. Nigga been telling you the whole time. Nigga, you ain't this. You the one who want to debate and keep on keeping that perpetuation or whatever. And say, I took a DNA test and it put me back. You a fool. You let somebody take your blood and tell you where the fuck you from and shit. You a damn fool. Your grandmother told you from here. She told you that many different ways, but you got jokers who still debating. No, his grandmother told him that he was indigenous. But because he's selling them African shoes, he got to be from Africa. And it's a dishonor to it. It's a dishonor to it. I mean, you know, and then the thing about it is, when you ask most black people, only thing I do with Lex Vortex, look, you want to do the field work, you want to do more work than half these jokers do. If you see a black elder, ask her what tribe she from. Ask her what tribe her mother or her grandmother said she was from.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, some people might say, some people be like, nah, I don't know, I never heard it. But the majority of people like, yo, I'm Cherokee. Like, oh, I'm Chickasaw. Oh, I'm Blackfoot. The word is bond, yo. I've seen this shit, and that's the most beautifulest thing, man. Because then the people don't even know, and they be looking like, yo. I'm like, so what about you look like an Indian according to today's standard? You is classified as a motherfucking colored or a Negro, Black, or African American. You know what I'm saying? And then it all makes sense when you look at the racial classifications in the early 1900s. You look at the racial classification. Who the fuck is labeled colored? They tell you can find articles where they're telling you that they classified the Indians as colored. Who the fuck is the colored people?
Right.
But they, oh man, I'm black. Like they so like that word just like is a program. It's like a fucking MK Ultra word or something. No, I'm black. I'm not copper color. You're a fool. Look up what motherfuckers do all that talking and fake research. Just look up what copper look like. Just look up what. Don't take what you think it look like. Look the word up and you'll see that it connects the Indian red and these crayon colors and all these other words that they was calling people.
Yeah, even red, because brown is red.
Root. Yes, exactly.
Man, it's interesting, man. I wish Black Jesus would have showed up so we could have had, get that, could have got the other perspective on this. You know what I mean?
We already know the other perspective from 50,
yeah, I know.
from 50 million different ways, from John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, man, from people who we kneel and kiss the shoes and shit. But at the same time, your man James Small came through the same schools, and he made an outlandish statement by saying that people was here over. That's some shit that's an outlandish statement. To say that people was here for black people was here for 200,000 years and so well we still African. Man, what are you, crazy?
Yeah.
You was here before the word was even invented. So how the fuck are you African?
Right. That statement right there took me for a loop. You know, right. I had to look at him. I would love to get him on here because that I don't know what. You know, I don't know what he was trying to do. Whether he was just trying to say something controversial or because you said something and then you say that you haven't said it before because basically you were scared. You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't talk about it much because, you know, people was going to say I was copping out for being African. So it's just like, you know, yeah, man. And he's an elder in this, you know. So, you know, they need to, Sonetta, if you're listening, you need to do another interview because I know he's probably not allowed. I ain't going to disrespect the elder. He probably will choose not to go on other platforms, but, you know, somebody needs to, and he needs to actually give the interview and talk to indigenous people so the narrative can't be changed and like they won't kind of try to, you know, put a wall around them to really answer the tough questions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, to whoever that is in the chat, I'm actually calling Black Jesus right now. I don't think Black Jesus is showing up tonight, man. Black Jesus is lost by default, y'all. I apologize. He's not answering his phone. Hopefully, like I said, you never know what's going on in the person's life. I did also send Chief Holiday the link, man, if you want to join the chat. So we just gonna go on and just get into this indigenous consciousness, I guess, until he decides to show up or whatever. He might show up, like I said, he might. Sometimes he be getting the times confused with Central and Eastern, so he got like 3 minutes. I don't know what's going on with him, but I had a feeling he was going. He probably thought he was going to get that work tonight. And I'm gonna tell you, y'all, this conversation has to happen, and it can't happen on the other side. We don't want to see the Brother Baines Network grabbing some random, bought out indigenous dude to debate Brother Jabari on this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have to come over to Chief Autochton's platform. Let him question you. Come over here.
You know what, though? Hey, Vortex, look, it ain't even got to be mine because you know what?
Suspicious item has been detected.
My bad. We cut that off. He ain't got to come to my platform because you know what? At the end of the day, like there's a bunch of jokers who do this that got way better information than I got. You got a brother medicine man out there who's doing great work. You got Ab Legend, he's a young kid, do great work. I mean, I don't know if he's a young kid or not, though. I assume by the name, but he do a lot of great work. You got Thousand Go Ahead. You got a lot of people out there who do a lot of work. Tyrone Street. You got Lex Well. A lot of people out there.
Yeah.
You got Drop on Radio.
Dane Calloway.
You got Darkman. You have a lot of Chief Calinago. You have a lot of people out there doing it. It ain't just got to be me. It's just got to be somebody who ain't going to let them sway the conversation because that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They try to sway the conversation, like you said.
Yeah.
When you was talking to when James Small was talking, like I would have asked him, like, ho. What do you mean people was here for 200,000 years, and how long have you known this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man, you don't buck dance that. If people been here, just say that. And if people been here longer than they don't want to know. See, they think that if you change the out of Africa theory, you got to include these people that's in this, these people who just came. No, but it was all black people. These people just came, man. These people was not here, man. And it's facts, bro. None of these people was living. None of these people was like how Phoenix Moon say. None of them was the 13 colony tribes, man. That was your family. Your family's still in the same colonies, man. You know what I'm saying? You know the people who in the same colonies from the people who moved to the colonies. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious. You know the people. They tell you. The Indian, they tell you. The motherfuckers who came in contact with the Europeans, now they got the last name Lyon, Jones, Jackson, Johnson, fucking Belly, Evans. They got them last names. Who got them last names? You don't see them Mongoloids with them last names. You only see them with them last names by choice. You understand what I'm saying? But they wasn't nowhere near over here. They wasn't nowhere near Virginia.
Where did those last names come from? Because I thought those names came from being taken on the last names of the slave master.
Some of them. Some of them is Indian names. Some of them are like when you look up the surnames, there's a surname app that you can use. If you use the one of them you gotta pay for. But there's a free one called, I think it's Forbird. Forbird. Forbird, something like that. All right. When you look on there, Yannick, whether it's the what they call it, a regional, like if you live near the woods or something like that, like they got different classifications for last names. And like a patriotic last name would be anything with son at the end. Henderson, Johnson, that's John's son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anything like that, Woods, or Woods would be something, a person who lived near the woods. Or Brown would be somebody who lived in the area. Or Brown, they calling you Brown because you was brown. You know what I'm saying? That's why they calling you Brown. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look into like yo, man, it's a lot, bro. Gotta really look into this English language. Like I said, the motherfuckers who was speaking, the niggas who speak Indian now is us. Because you can see how niggas be rapping. Niggas be rapping in Indian, they don't even know it. Africans don't rap like we rap. And I'm not saying that to disrespect none of the brothers and sisters or whatever, but we different. We different. I'm sorry. And there ain't no disrespecting nobody because a person will let you know how you're different from them. So we're different. We're just universal sound people. We can do everything, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna have a night because I think we need to get back into the languages and pick a language to start speaking again and studying. I think that's important. And the Saladi language of the Cherokee and the Yamasee languages, they sound beautiful, man. I was listening to some brothers speaking it. I think we need to start studying that. We got Chief Holiday in the building. Also, what's
Peace,
up?
peace.
What up, Chief?
Peace, Lex. What it do, brother? AutochonousOne. What it do, brother? What's cracking, man? He done got the man. He didn't even come on his own show. Yeesh. Hey, listen, man. I told him you was a murderer, man, and this brother's in witness protection. Shout out to BlackJesusMinister, though, man. Hold on, man. What is this?
I'm sure something came up, man. I'm sure something came up, but Black Jesus couldn't make it. You know what I mean? Something probably came up, man.
Hello?
It's like taking for granted of the platform, man, because I mean, like, if something like that come up, man, you still got to still reach out to the brother and say, well, man, look, I ain't gonna be able to make it. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, don't take this. Who that? That Chief? Oh, all right. Well, yeah, man. I mean, like, it's pretty simple. It's simple, but it took years of listening to a lot of great scholars to understand this, man. You know what I'm saying? I listened to the Duke of Tears for fucking like 8 years, man, and he used to always say of how it was amalgamated, how the tribe mixed with the white people, and they was the ones that took. And he said a lot of shit, and it took years of listening to that, and years of listening to him, years of seeing jokers put certain things up. So I ran across a lot of these images and was able to clarify the information further by finding out that there's archaeology here, there's fucking pyramids here, there's everything, you know what I'm saying? They call the Nile River the Mississippi River, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot, man. They call it Lower Egypt. I got Harvest Butler book over there, When Rocks Cry Out. Like I said, man, it takes a lot of time to really research this, man.
Yeah, it seems though with that that a lot of the brothers, like I said, I've listened to these brothers along with my studies for years too, but they seem to want to hold on to certain names. Like, I don't understand if you believe we're indigenous, why not just get back to the Choctaw, the Cherokee, the Yamasee, But they want to, so it causes a friction because certain people don't like the name Moors. They want to say we're Moors and stuff like that, and it just gets convoluted. And I say that's why I say, man, come under one banner, all tribes unite. Everyone pretty much agrees the Olmecs are, like the founding people of all the tribes. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's a whole nother subject. But it needs to, people gotta understand that we decide whatever the hell we want to be. But I think if you're gonna get back to indigenous consciousness, let all the other stuff go and just get back to the tribal names, and then unite, because too many people fighting over whether we're Moors too, and with this and that. Well, you ain't got to argue about whether we was Cherokee or Choctaw or Chata or Yamasee or whatever it is. So I think people need to drop all the later labels and just get back to the tribal names, and that'll end the debate.
You know what it is, though?
That's a fact. And go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Now go ahead, Chief. Go ahead. You good? I'll finish off when you're done.
Yeah, man. Peace to all the American Aborigines out there, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Thanks for all the support, man, and all the information that y'all give us, man. But as y'all can see, we gathered here today to dearly departed Black Jesus and his information. So shout out to Black Jesus and his information. But this ain't what I said this a long time ago. This ain't what he knows. This ain't what he used to. So I just think this it's not looking good, man. It's all bad at this point. Straight up. And listen, here's the thing, right? Where are the Mongoloid bones that go back 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 3,000 years, 4,000 years? What about 5,000 years? You want to know why you don't have these bones of these made up people? Because they didn't exist. The Bering Strait crossing did not happen. And that's for all you Aborigines that be out here teaching that or saying certain things. A lot of us still have a lot of the wrong information mixed in, like the Out of Africa thing has been debunked. Like the Bering Strait crossing has been debunked. Shit, the whole Ice Age has been debunked. See what I'm saying? Here's the crazy part about it, right? I was just watching the Sinetters the other day, right? And Reggie, shout out to Reggie, man. But damn, Reggie, you can't say this, man. You can't do these things that you say, man. You can't do it. He said that the reason why you have pointy shaped pyramids in the Americas is because of weather. Yeah, oh yeah. Saying that the ice glaciers came from two different sides. This is what these dumb scientists try to say. That the ice glaciers come from two different sides and pushed up and made it into a point. Really interesting. But the same measurements and all these things, right? But these are just dumb things that these guys are saying. Listen, man, you guys don't have no information to refute this. So now, shout out to Sinetter once again, because he's team indigenous now. He done said, "Fuck it, I'm on this side now. I'm on this side of the fence." You know what I'm saying? And here's the crazy part about it, right? You can use the indigenous argument to win every argument. See how that work? Every time. Because you know who you are. You coming from a position of facts, where somebody's coming about out of Africa and those slave boats and stuff like that. You don't have the boats. You don't have nothing empirical data to prove it. You got some sketches, some pictures. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have anything. And it's just all these crazy ass stories. People on the continent of so-called Africa, they don't even know about this story until they come here and somebody teach it to them. I just think that's weird. That should be something that would be so fantastic to them, especially if it only happened 200-300 years ago. They should be like, yeah, we still got people over there and blah, 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 blah. No, this just didn't happen. Listen, they outlawed the importation of black people into America, with the 13 colonies at the time, in 1808. And a couple people was trying to bring some people in or whatever. They got caught and hung. This is Thomas Jefferson, 1808. So when Henry Louis Gates said they brought 192,000 Africans from Africa to the Americas in the mid 1800s, he's a goddamn liar. You see how that work? Now, maybe he didn't know about the 1808. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't know about that. Maybe he didn't. And here's the thing, right, family? And once they, when we talk about, you guys got to study the wars, it's like the Civil War, the French and Negro War, the Spanish and Negro War, all the different things that the British, this is the stories they told us. But they said the Spanish and Indian War, they didn't call them Indians during the time when they was fighting. They're calling them Indians now. They're putting words back in time that did not exist. Indian did not exist. They didn't say, oh, that's an Indian fort right there. They said, no, that's Negro fort. Shout out to Reword. That's Negro fort right there. Y'all see what I'm saying? They didn't call it none of these things. Still don't to today. So I'm just saying, like, it's just interesting. And the brother, I can't wait till we can show the people some of the things that uncovered today. But I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. You see what I'm saying? Hold up, the other side has no information. None of them.
Hold up, let's get it in. What y'all got to uncover? What y'all saying? You holding back? You say, what y'all uncovered today, man? No, we're holding back. There's just so much information, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let the brother tell it, man. But I'm just like, yo,
Here's a problem. The information is there. So I'm saying for the James Smalls and all the other master teachers, why y'all didn't catch none of this information? You see where I'm going with this? And if you are truth seekers and truth tellers and really about the people, you would have, no matter what was going on, you're gonna tell the truth. That's what you represented yourself as to us. That's why we loved you, because you were so fearless during those times. And like a lot of the stories and stuff, you know what I'm saying, that we got from Professor Smalls. Shout out to him. But this right here is important to our families, for our birthright, for our land, for our social survival, our survival as a people. When we know there's eugenics out here, we know all these other things. Literally.
Right.
Because I don't see nobody going to jail for eugenics. You see what I'm saying? You don't see them going into these rounding up these doctors and nurses for malpractice and all these other things. I don't see them doing that, because y'all know the whistleblower, the health ranger, that white guy. People say, "Oh well, you guys listen to white guy." No, sometimes people will just say, "You know what, man? Being righteous doesn't have a color, right? He's just gonna tell the truth." He uncovered these things that they're trying to kill the indigenous people of this land. Period. They're doing it for a reason. Same way they did it in so-called Tasmania. So same way they're doing in Australia. These people they have a plan. We will kill you off socially. We will kill you off scholastically. We will kill you off spiritually. We will kill you off any way until you are completely gone. And then we say, look at them. So look at them over there killing each other in their neighborhoods. Well, guess what? Or doing drugs. Well, guess what? That's all we got. Especially, listen, man, I heard this right here. Shout out to Dr. Runoko Rashidi. He was teaching on the black fellas, right? Because they don't like to be called Aborigines, which is interesting, right? Because they have made it derogatory to them. Y'all see how that work? Same way with us. Sometimes, you know, like that dude, the senator dude, when he said Aborigines, they was trying to make it like it was derogatory to us. Y'all see how that work? But it's not derogatory. But so the people in Australia don't want to be called Aborigines. They want to be called black fellas. And their unemployment rate is 99. Not 90, not 95, 99%. So if you have 99 to 100% unemployment in Australia, you're going to have crime. You're going to have hopelessness and disparity. That's just facts. That's how that work.
Yeah.
And you die yourself out. And next thing you know, they're going to say, oh, well, Australia, when you think of Australians, you go, oh, well, the Aboriginal Australian is Russell fucking Crowe. I see somebody say that in the chat room. I almost went crazy. I'm like, Russell fucking Crowe is not a fucking Aborigine. Russell fucking Crowe is an invader. But they will switch everything up, and next thing you know, they're going to be saying the white people are Aborigine to America. Y'all see how that work? We have to stop them. And listen, man, I'm not even going to play with y'all. Though. I'm not debating you fools no more. Y'all don't have no information. I'm good. We moving on.
Real
you know what I'm saying? To things that, you know, let's go debate.
Real quick, Chief.
Education. Let's go there and change the educational system in this country because we can prove that they're lying. So that means that we need to start suing people. We need to sue them.
Chief.
Sue. There needs to be a class action lawsuit to the Board of Education. How about that? Ooh.
Hey, I want to let y'all know that I did have some contact with BlackJesusMinister, and he should be coming in about 10 minutes. What I just posted, I don't know what kind of miscommunication we have, but he just posted a flyer on Facebook. This flyer right here that we're looking at for 10:30. You know, so I don't know whether he had his join up, but he should be joining us soon, y'all. So tune in, stay tuned, and you know, we're gonna get it rocking when he finally gets here. So yeah, stay tuned, and he should be joining us. So I just want to let everybody know that. As you can see what he has here on this flyer, I'm not black/African. I'm indigenous, Native American, Indian, and he has some people here saying I'm not black, I'm Dominican or whatever it is. So we're gonna see what he's coming. So all has not went to pieces. We're still gonna get a dialogue once we get the brother in the building. Understand? So hold your horses, people. We gonna get it in, and we're gonna try to y'all. We're gonna have a respectful conversation and listen to what the brother has to say. You understand what I'm saying? And really analyze it. Do not, keep an open mind. Let's have a respectful conversation, and have people show and prove, yo. So we on the move, man. We on the move. You know what I'm saying? And I'm anxious for the brother to get here. Like everyone else, I'm sure to hear what he has to say. Whether he's gonna say something new or something, come from a different perspective that we haven't heard from the Afrocentrics already. So yeah, we ready to get it in. With that, I turn it back over to Chief, turn it back over to the Indoctrinous one.
Yeah, we'll see what he come with, man. I mean, what he gonna come with, the Dr. Ben ain't come with already. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like Van Sertima, even his book, man, like fuck the Olmec's heads was buried, man, in the dirt. How long was they buried in the dirt? You understand? Oh, but they came from Africa too, right? You understand what I'm saying? So this is a common theme. We're trying to connect you back over there. You can't. They don't want to. It's just for some reason they don't want you to stay here. They don't want your mind to stay here. They want even when you was here for 5,000 years, they're still telling you that you're from over there. Well, you got first generation immigrants come here and say that they straight up American, and you still call yourself an African American. You've been here for centuries. You can prove you've been here for centuries. You still say you're an African American. And everybody else come here and say, "Oh, you don't want to all right, I'm American." And you gotta check some people on that. You got, man. I'd be like, "What? How are you American?" The definition say originally applied to the Aborigines or copper color races, and then they even say, "But now applied to Europeans." So, how do people that's non-European descent even claim it? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they reserve the spot for them. But in them reserving the spot for them, they applied it to everybody that come here. And that shit is just not true. And that's what people just don't realize. You're a United States citizen. If you left your country of origins to come here, slave, you know what I'm saying? Because you can prove it. Slavery now is worse than slavery back then. Because I got records of slaves living to be over 100 years old. Now the conditions motherfucker working now. Niggas working at a desktop with a laptop typing and shit and still can't make it to be 90 years old. This is who they said was so beaten so badly, you know what I'm saying, taken advantage of, was outliving these motherfuckers. How?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question you gotta ask yourself.
Hey, Lex. Hey, let me ask Lex a question, and you can go right back at it, brother. Lex, do the Native Americans on the reservation have so-called African blood in
them? That's a good question. I would think, according to the Outer Africa theory, that everybody would have to have African blood in them, wouldn't they? So
right. Well, you know, when you do DNA, right? They try to say that they have a DNA called Native American. They don't have a DNA called Native American. There's no such thing. You see what I'm saying? Like a white person and a black person make a baby, call a new race or person. You see what I'm going with this? So they're creating terminologies to take the land. These people are mulattoes. All of them. Every Mexican, anybody that has any so-called tint in their skin, you, my friend, have so-called African in your blood. Period. So if you're a Latin, you live in Latin America, that's new. That means Italy. See how that works? That means that you're mixed with Italy or Spain and black people. I'm not gonna mince words with y'all. I'm not gonna keep playing with y'all. When you go to the museum in Mexico, as soon as you walk in the door, it's a mural up there of black people. You see how that work? We're not gonna keep playing with y'all. We got the bones, we got the artifacts, we got everything, man. This is about to be a funeral. Y'all see what I'm saying? We're still having this funeral, and it's gonna go, and it's gonna be ugly. I'm telling y'all, because I'm just at this point right now, man. Y'all can't keep coming with dumb shit and words. Words on, because you give me a word, I'm gonna give you a bone. You give me a book, I'm gonna give you a pyramid. I'm gonna give you a mound. I'm gonna give you scholarship from the Jesuits. You see how that work?
Absolutely.
We're gonna give you things that they're not teaching for a reason. There's a political agenda. The reason why they're teaching out of Africa, that you came from Africa as a slave. And even the people that say that say, well, yeah, I still have Native people in my family too, right? Or Indian people in my family too, right? They all of them say that. All of them. Well, God damn it. Those people, if you have a one drop of so-called native blood, wouldn't that connect you to this motherfucking land, fools? They're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Like we can't keep allowing. This is why Jared Taylor, these people are putting out information saying, well, black people aren't as smart as white people. We get food for nigger trinkets. Shout out to Psycho. He say nigger snacks. You know what I'm saying? Like Scooby snacks, nigger snacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, look, let's go sign with them so we can get used by these people, man. That's not working for us no more, family. We got to do some things differently. We got to stop begging. When Monique's going around begging, that looks bad on us. You're a millionaire, sister. That's all I got to say. Some of us is doing stuff with no money. Shoestring budgets. You got millions. Shout out to Waka Flocka, man. This brother just said, listen, he just took all his stuff down off that piff. Shout out to this brother, man, Waka Flocka, man. He definitely needs to, as far as his music, he's cool. But as far as what he's doing outside of the music game, that's dope, man. He got into it with, well, he took his mixtapes down off of thatpiff.com, right? And he says he's starting his own streaming company. Or he's a part of a streaming company already, so he's taking the stuff off of their stuff and doing his own thing, right? So shout out to him for that, right? Well, so the guy at that Piff got into a Twitter beef with him going back and forth, and so he called him Walker called him a culture vulture, talking about he's making millions off of all this other stuff off our culture and all this other shit, right? Not giving anything back. So shout out to Walker for that. But he's doing things, and he's not as rich as a lot of these other guys, but he's taking his resources and things that he do have and giving back. Like you bought a convenience store and people like, that's not nothing. Really? Do you have a convenience store, nigga? Are you employing people? Because he's not sitting behind the counter working, so he's employing people. He's giving back to his community. So man, come on, man. Like we gotta think differently, man, and we have to put value in our shit. Like all our entertainers should be on these platforms. It should be a total blackout on their platforms. You'll see what happened. They need us, we don't need them. Y'all still begging to them. That's crazy. That makes my head hurt.
If they
I really do. I mean, y'all can't.
If they were to come connect with the common people, the market would grow. You know what I'm saying? If they was on our platforms, then these platforms would grow to the point, and they wouldn't have to go to those other things. So they're being used to build up, but just it's the same way in the YouTube world. Some people get so famous on YouTube, they think they too big to come to your platform. See what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But if they had them coming here, then the market.
It's crazy.
I think we got Black Jesus in the building. I don't know
what's happening.
You under a totally different avatar. You just doing all type of weird stuff tonight. You scared to get this work tonight. What's going on, Black Jesus?
Look here, brother. Trust me. First of all, let me apologize to everybody. I duly do apologize. I had to reset my computer, and that's probably why my avatar is not showing right now. And so I got a lot of different programs to upload on my computer. I had some serious problems with it and almost didn't make this show. But as a matter of fact, I resolved the issues yesterday, so got everything done in time. So I'll fix that avatar in the near future. But y'all ought to know this voice by now. This your boy, Black Jesus Minister, balling and crawling from Houston, Texas. What's happening? Vortex Media.
What's good, Black Jesus? We was getting scared for you. People were saying you was scared. You was running. I started to believe it almost. I thought you was like a little shook up tonight. You didn't want to present your information but I also said that ain't like Black Jesus. Something could have happened. You never know what's going on. But the people was like saying you was running and you was scared. I'm just letting you know what was being said.
Well, let me fix this thing up real quick. Black Jesus Minister George Blanche is the World Wide Web debate champion of the planet. I made this assertion during my last show. If anybody on the planet, all right, wants to step to Brother Black Jesus Minister on a debate on anything that you disagree with me about, especially in my defense of our African Christianity and our African Bible, Black Jesus stands ready to smash your behind big time right here on Vortex Media and Black Jesus Radio. You hear what I'm saying? You hear me? Don't get it twisted. As I stated, I apologize, and I will do it again to everybody for being late. And so I'm looking for some stiff competition. Y'all need to come on with it now. If anybody on Vortex Media doesn't want to step up to the plate, go get your big brother. Go get somebody. Go get your master teacher. Go get your PhD. Whatever you got, bring it on, because Black Jesus Minister is ready to do the do.
Yo, my man, so we can get done with the show, bro. We already an hour and a half late, man. I understand you had technical difficulties, man, but let's get with it, man.
I believe that, brother, and I'm with you on that. So who all we got online? Brother Aborigine, is that your name, brother?
Absolutely not. My name is the AutochonousOne. Autochtonous means
one. All right, then, brother. How you feeling? How you feeling today? This evening?
I'm feeling marvelous, man. Let's go.
Wonderful. Who else we got online?
You got the Truth in the building.
Brother Truth, what's happening, Brother Truth? And who else? One more. That's Vortex, right? Okay, that's it. Me and Vortex. Got it. Let's go ahead and hit this information, man. Let's go ahead and do this thing. I'm going to share my screen, everybody. And so let your boy pull up this screen real quick. And you guys can go to my main page where I will be presenting my evidence today, which is George Blanche on Facebook, George Blanche, Blanche on Facebook. Brother Black Jesus Minister always comes with the information. He don't sit back and just run his mouth and talk. All right, then. Let me get there. All righty. Tonight's show is entitled, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Black Jesus Minister, Black Jesus Radio, yes, indeed, destroys the self-African hatred lie of I'm not Black African. I am indigenous Native American Indian. Did y'all hear that? Black Jesus Radio and Black Jesus Minister destroys the self-African hatred lie of I'm not Black African. I am indigenous Native American. Let me blow this picture up real quick. I want y'all to take a good look at this. I'm going to keep this blowed up from time to time. Y'all see that beautiful young Black woman young lady sitting at the top of the picture on the left-hand side? First of all, do y'all see my screen?
We see. They see it, brother.
Brother Lex, can you see my screen? Somebody.
We see
Thank you very much. Y'all see that beautiful Black queen sitting up there at the top of the picture on the left-hand corner? She's saying the same thing that many of you misguided brothers and sisters, and most of your misinformation has come from your parents and your grandparents who have suffered, as you suffer, from the sickness and the disease and the retardedness of self-hatred that came to us through colonialism and slavery, otherwise known as Willie Lynch, brothers and sisters. Light skin versus dark skin. Brother Black Jesus Minister is the Ecclesiastes 3 Christian, and I am here to destroy the lie of white skin, light skin, brown skin, good hair supremacy. Black Jesus Minister's mission has been for a long, long time to destroy the lie of white skin, light skin, brown skin, good hair supremacy. All right, brothers and sisters. And likewise to destroy the lie of black, dark skin, dark skin, self-hatred and inferiority. And so you see the beautiful sister in the left-hand corner looking confused, like many of you are confused, not because it's your fault, but because you have been passed on a legacy of self-hatred, which is Willie Lynch, which still makes you and us a slave today. Everybody's trying to find some kind of way not to identify with being an African because the white man told you that you are an African booty scratcher and you ain't never done nothing, you never will do nothing, and you come from nothing. And you believe that lie like a fool. All the information that's floating around now about who we are and what we've done, 2018, and everybody got computers and phones all over the place. What the hell is going on here? We got more information on the planet than at any time in the history of mankind and our people, and people are going backwards as hell. My God. And there is no excuse for you not to know something about who you are and to have known, to not know that the white man has been lying to you, and that your mothers and that your fathers and your parents and grandparents have mistakenly misinformed you as well, telling you to keep the light skin in the family, to keep the white in the family, to keep the good hair in the family. This is our sickness. This is our division. This is our destruction as a black people, to not identify ourselves with Africa, our motherland, and to identify ourselves righteously so, genetically so, and looking in the mirror so. With your retarded behinds, and y'all excuse me, but this is spanking time right now. And I'm not going to back up until it's time for me to back up. This is sick as hell. I ain't black, I ain't African, I'm Indian. I ain't black, I ain't African, I'm French. I ain't black, how many times have you heard us, sick black people, how many times have you heard yourself sit up here and talk about your heritage? You mention everything that's in your bloodline, but you don't mention African with your retarded behind. You looking dead at you, you look just like an African. Some of y'all look fresh, like you fresh from Africa. And you mention everything in your bloodline, but you don't mention African. Oh, I'm French, I'm Indian, I'm Irish, I'm Eskimo, I'm hound dog. But you don't mention African because you're sick. You want to be everything else but an African because you are still a mental and spiritual slave. Sick as hell. And like I said, it's not all your fault. This is a generational sickness that still must be destroyed, shamefully so, in 2018. And not only are you sick, but you have made your children sick. But tonight, brothers and sisters, the truth is going to set you free. You're going to go back to your mom and your daddy, and you're going to ask them to repent for teaching you some dumbassiness and vomitous sickness of self-hatred. Yes, you're going to have to do that if you're going to be bold enough to do that. And I'm not saying go and talk to them in a disrespectful manner. Because if you talk to your parents disrespectful and your grandparents disrespectfully, if Brother Black Jesus Minister is on the scene, I will stomp a mud hole in your ass. Okay? So, but the truth is still the truth, brothers and sisters. We are going to always respect our parents and our grandparents, but that doesn't mean that they're always right. And you ain't right either, passing on this sickness to the next generation. Self-hatred. And this is why we can't unite as a people. And this was the device of Willie Lynch all the time to keep us separated, to keep us divided, and make sure that they don't identify with Africa as a people, because we want them to love us more than they love themselves. You want to be, you don't want to be an African, you want to be an Indian. You don't want to be an African, you want to be a Hebrew Israelite, a Shamite. You don't want to be African, you want to be a goddamn dumbass Nuwapian. Where the hell is Nuwapia? Somebody find that for me on the map, dumbass fools. You want to be a Nation of Islam, a tribe of Shabazz Arab. You don't want to be African, but praise God, Malcolm X woke up. Malcolm X woke up and saw that the Nation of Islam was not honoring his true identity, and evolved into the truth. And none of you have learned your lesson from that. And many of you have joined the Nation of Islam and don't identify with Africa, because Minister Louis Farrakhan, who I admire, and I consider myself to be a child of Minister Louis Farrakhan, one of the greatest minds to ever walk this planet, but the brother and the Nation of Islam is sick with self-hatred. And I can say that to his face, and boldly and respectfully, and prove that I'm right. I would whoop him in a debate on this issue, just like I'm finna set this thing to rest tonight. Self-hatred, sickery, vomitus. This is the stuff that why we can't look each other in the face. This is the reason why we think we're better than the others. This light-skinned, dark-skinned colorism mess that you all keep perpetuating because you're sick. My God. Now, look at the beautiful sister saying all the same dumbass stuff that y'all been saying. And now she's woken up, and look at the little picture on the right-hand side. She's seeing the queen in herself, realizing that she came from Africa, where civilization began, where all the sciences began. And that you as a black African man are the mother and fathers of all humanity. And all the other races are our children. And the white people know this knowledge and have hidden this from you, and it's all on the internet now, so you have no excuse, and you still sick. This shows us and shows you the power of indoctrination and the power of what do you call it? Brainwashing. Generations of brainwashing and self-hatred. It's in our DNA. It's in our bloodstream. But the power and the blood of Jesus Christ and the power of our God has the ability to purge your mind and your spirit tonight, brothers and sisters. Now look at the other sick brother, our Caribbean brothers and sisters. I don't know what to say about y'all. You know, I think you guys have more African blood in you all than we do. I've talked to Haitians. I'm not African, I'm Haitian. And my Jamaican brothers and sisters, I ain't African, I'm Jamaican. I ain't African, I'm Dominican. You see that little sick brother, the little confused black guy? That black brother right there, the grown man on bottom left-hand corner? I'm not black, I'm Dominican. How many Caribbeans have you all heard say some dumbass stuff like that? A whole bunch of them. And you American Negroes say the same stupid, retarded stuff. And many of y'all love the default to the Native American Indians. Okay? I got all those bloods in me just like the rest of you do. But if you're looking in the mirror, and if anybody's looking at you and you're unmistakably dominant for the African gene and African trait, what is your problem, brother and sister? You ought to be proud to be dominantly looking African. But you're sick. And brother Black Jesus Minister, through the power of his Christ, Black Jesus, he's Yeshua, the true Christ Messiah. There's a bomb in Gilead. There's a bomb right here on social media. There's a bomb right here on Vortex Media 2 and Black Jesus Radio, brothers and sisters. Now, let's get to the evidence and let's lay this thing out and let's destroy this sickness, brothers and sisters, together. Let us join hands and destroy this sickness together. Let us destroy it in ourselves. Let us destroy it in our children. Let us destroy it in our parents and our grandparents, if you're fortunate to still have them. All of you are called to truth, and all of you are called to teach truth, not only to your children, but to your elders too. Nobody knows everything. Black Jesus Minister doesn't know everything. Now let's move it along. All righty, going to my page, George Blanche, on Facebook. Scrolling on down to my info. All right, I put some things on here. Let me move this thing.
I had to put on the feathers for this one.
Let me put. Let me go to this fool right here. You know this guy right here, the fool. He got a name that sounds just like he think. Waka Flocka. Huh? How many of y'all know that boy? Waka Flocka. Did y'all know Waka Flocka sat around here and became famous here recently again, talking about he wasn't no African?
That's
just
right.
Like many of you, many of my sick brothers and sisters who are listening to me tonight. Somebody wanted to say something. Who was that, Lex?
I mean, I hear you, Black Jesus. You know, we're gonna let you do your thing, I guess. Let the brothers know when they can respond, or just to anything you say, and when you're ready to have the dialogue. We hear the rhetoric, and all we saying is feathers up to you, and I think you're gonna get enlightened tonight, my brother, because you're missing.
We shall see. We shall see. Now I'm trying to send you this link. Lex, do I need to send you the link, or can you play the videos from my timeline? Do I need to send you the link?
Well, I can go to your timeline, but we're all familiar with the Waka Flocka. But I can go, where you at?
Yeah, they're real short, man. Just 2 or 3 minutes. You know, I mean, you might be familiar, but there's some people listening all across the world who might not be familiar.
Is it on your personal page?
Yeah, my personal page, George Blanche.
All right, I don't see it.
Okay, go to George Blanche and then just scroll down. Yeah, because it's and you see play the one that says Waka Flocka explains why he says he is not black.
Okay, yeah, I got it right here.
Okay, let me stop sharing my screen so everybody can see you play the video.
Yeah, I'm gonna share, and we're gonna all get it in. Y'all might not be able to hear it though, through the Hangout. So you either have to listen to it through YouTube.
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Lex. Now, when the show is finished being recorded and someone wants to listen, will they be able to hear that video?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just not y'all on the Hangout, so you might not hear the sound. But yeah, it's on. So
go ahead, bro.
Give me 1 second here, and we'll get to it. All right. All right, y'all. Here is the video in question, and so we're very familiar with it, but Black Jesus wants us to play it. And just be patient, y'all. Be patient with the minister. We gonna baptize him in the holy indigenous spirit, y'all. Just be patient. But here we go.
The holy indigenous.
4, 3, 2, 1. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
Hold on, man. This music gonna probably give me flag. We don't need.
Get that music off of there.
All right, here we go.
I like when it comes to talking about African Americans, I have no education with that. Period. I don't. I'm not even connecting to that no more, because that's a system. That's like connecting. Say, hey, he's a bad guy. You don't hang with him. Oh, hey, let me find out for myself.
Still having a hard time.
African American at all?
No, it's playing, brother.
And a lot of people know folks from Africa. Might be a couple, but people just don't understand.
So who's actually hearing it right now?
The audience.
Okay, that's cool.
Man, I be seeing y'all going crazy with the shit I be saying on Sway. Niggas be like, yo, Walker said he not black.
And there's no way that you can put the picture on the screen, right?
Oh, yeah. My fault. Hold on. Let me share this with y'all, too. All right.
It's just hard for a nigga to be from the slums, the ghetto, the hood, whatever. Niggas want to say we from, and then when you become this celebrity, you get to walk around the world, get to travel around the world, you get to touch the people.
Holla at Ben Lex. Let me know when that video's over with. Should be just 2 or 3 minutes
America,
long.
you start telling the truth. The people you see that's in your community that's still plugged in the matrix and still trapped into what society tells you is reality. And you know it's not reality. You know it's not the truth, and it's hard to explain it because you truly learning still. You truly just experiencing false statements and false lifestyles. And it's hard to explain. But just know, my nigga, like, I'm black. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't the black America side, yeah. Get the fuck out the matrix, y'all.
Pull up on a kid. Pull up.
There you go.
All right. One more flock of video, about 2 minutes long. The one right below that, which says
Waka
Flocka
Flocka
explains why he's not black. No, not that one. I'm sorry. The one that says Waka Flocka Flame, I am not black, I am Native American.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is just a minute and something.
Oh my gosh. What's good, people? Uncle Hotep back at it again. Happy Friday. I gotta make a quick video about Waka Flocka Flame. You know, we did an interview the other day talking about he's not black. That's basically what he said. That's basically the premise of it. You know, he says his grandma got an Indian, Cherokee, and all this other stuff. You know, and he's not African American. They asked him if he's not African American. You know, it may or might not be true. I don't know. I mean, my thing is, you know, America, black means something different than, you know, just your skin color. You know what I mean? You know, black is more how you act than what you actually are, your genetics, your DNA. You know, a lot of people, African Americans, have Indian, Native American in them, and such that nature. You know, I believe my grandmother was half Indian and white. That's her parents were. But you know, I don't. A lot of people, you know, as somebody said, well, if he ain't black, he need to stop using the N-word. You know, it don't bother me, man. Being a black man is hard. I mean, I don't blame Waka. Being a black man is hard sometimes. Not necessarily from the quote unquote racism or white supremacy. It's hard just from other black people. You know.
Black Jesus, I just want to say, man, you're about to get so much work that you're gonna have enough vacation time for the next 10 years. I just want to add that before this video's over.
It's harder from your own people than anybody else. So, I mean, I can understand Walker saying, you know what I mean, he copping out. He said, nah, I'm not. You're not black. He may not be. You know what I mean? I think, you know, the origin of the world is in the history of the world is, you know, greatly changed and altered. You know what I mean? To fit certain narratives of today. So he likely is not quote unquote black. You know what I mean? Maybe his African descent is only like, I don't know, 20% or something like that low. You know what I mean? Usually you can look at people's noses and face and structures. You can see where they come from if you look hard enough. If you care. You know what I mean? A lot of people's been made of, a lot of things have been made about, you know, the IQs and, you know, racial identity. Each racial IQ is real. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Some people care about that stuff. You know what I mean? I certainly don't. You know, just because a race is They take the group, the mean and the outliers. You're just an outlier. Well, I'm myself. Before
Man, where'd you find this guy, Black Jesus?
So that stuff doesn't even matter really. What you are to yourself is probably the most important thing. So if he wants to claim that, then hey man,
this dude got on a lion. His shirt is even lying.
Let's clap it up for him. Hey, man, it's hard to be a black man, the original man. You know what I mean? The original man is a one of a kind thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Hey, I'm glad I am who I am.
All right. Thank you for that, Handy. Let's get back to business. All right, Black Jesus.
Yo, can I? I'm not debating. I'm gonna fall back and let the brother go.
Yeah.
Listen though, I just want to say this, family. This is terrible, Black Jesus. I'm glad you ran again. You're terrible. This is terrible. And yeah, you shouldn't even brought this weak ass shit on here, bro. This is terrible. He have been calling us all type of dumb and crazy, and dude, that's. Bro, I wouldn't. You wasting our time, man. That's not even scholarship. That's not nothing. You just showed us walk a flock. Matter of fact, you stomach damn screened yourself when you put the flyer up. Because the little boy that was holding the crayons, you're not crayons, brother. And the sister, she wasn't black. Her hair was black. That's she bought. That black, that was black, but her face wasn't. She's more brown as red, right? And then that brother that's Dominican, he's not Dominican, but he's a maroon. We brown. I mean, so brother, this like you kill yourself, man. We don't have to debate you. This is terrible. I mean, for real, this is the worst scholarship. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life for somebody to call himself the World Wide Web champ. You are terrible. You are terrible. And whoever you beat, they must be garbage. I'm talking about garbage pale kids. Y'all, man, listen, y'all see the type of shit we gotta put up with, man? I can't believe y'all got my brother out here on this bullshit, man. That's bullshit. Bullshit. He think he's gonna cast a spell on us by preaching to us. We are all awake. We're not falling for that bullshit, Black Jesus. We're not. God damn, that's crazy, man. I can't believe this. Ooh, to the family, man. I'm gonna fall back, man. Let my brother do it. Man. Kill his brother.
Yeah, well, listen, y'all. Hold on. Let me say this real quick. We don't even have to go there because this is a great opportune time. People are watching. There's many people like Black Jesus out there. It's a great time to teach. So you can see it as a teaching moment and getting the information out there. So, and I don't think he was done. No, I think that's kind of his style. He tries to.
I mean, I ain't got no problem. We good where he at, man. So come on.
Yeah, he's trying to get back in. He said, for I don't know. He's still having some technical difficulties. He should be back. So that's kind of his style. I don't think he was presenting that as scholarship. He's trying to do the clown thing, like show how absurd he thinks it is. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he was gonna get it some more information. But so he's still coming from.
But the guy that he showed, the guy the little fat guy that was talking, you know what I'm saying, lion shirt and all that shit. He didn't come with no information, man. This is what y'all do, man. I'm glad that Black Jesus Minister said that, because that's all y'all can do is just be ignorant and stupid, because once somebody tell you something, then you know it. So you have no evidence, nothing to come back with other than just laughing and thinking, you know what I'm saying? And Waka Flocka said it. He couldn't necessarily explain it, how he, you know what I'm saying, articulate it. But guess what? You got 2 motherfucking Aborigine scientists on here, 3 Aborigine scientists on here that can't explain it. How about that? Fuck y'all mean, man. And we would burn all of y'all down. All. It's not one of you motherfuckers is gonna be able to come on here and ever on any platform and be able to do anything with any scholarship when it comes to this Aborigine American shit. So what I suggest y'all do is go back to the drawing board and do something else. Please. And listen, man, anybody that believes in Santa Claus is never, listen, a true believer. You're a believer. Belief is not fact. Belief is not science. See what I'm saying? You have to have science to back up what you're saying. Because he even said, the dude that was the guy that was talking, he said, well, my grandma was part Indian and block. What? So you mean that you're not, that means that you're not connected to the land at all, fat boy? Fuck you mean, man. This is what I mean, man. Dumb shit. Y'all say dumb shit out your mouth. The same people that say, oh yeah, out of Africans are all over the planet. Well, why don't you, what is that? So you fell for the same dumb shit that they'll tell you, oh, they was black people, right? Or Negroid color, or they were Negroid, but they'll show you Mongoloid. They'll do that. They'll be like, well, they'll tell you all the stories, whatever. They'll tell you the truth, but then they'll show you something different because they know most of y'all don't even pick up on it. Y'all believe everything that these people who have historically lied to you about Jesus. Your name is an automatic loss, nigga. It's a sorry, brother. It's an automatic loss. You see what I'm saying? You should call yourself Black Santa, nigga. It's the same shit. You automatically lose, brother. Automatically. So shout out to the family, man. I don't know what it's doing, man. I'm about to fall back, man. Let the brothers do that, but I had to get it off my chest, off my chest, man. I got to. Oh, he came back. Oh.
Well, let's do this real quick, if y'all don't mind. Let's just deal with a couple.
I'm back.
Hold on, Black Jesus, because you left and we kind of got to dealing with some of the things you were saying. So if you don't mind, let us just flow for a minute right here. So number one, we've already dealt with the subject of not wanting to be African. We dealt with that with Dr. James Smalls. I don't know if you missed that interview with Professor James Smalls, but he's one of the leading elders of Afrocentricity. And he said that he knew that his people were here before the slave trade. And the only reason why he didn't mention, Aboriginal consciousness is because it would have been seen as a cop-out of being African. Again, you can't say that we're ashamed of being African if the paradigm itself was false from the beginning. First, before you say someone's ashamed of being African, you're going to have to prove that they're ashamed of being something that they supposedly are, and they're denying it. So the premise that you have wrong right now from the beginning is you don't understand that the African paradigm was pushed on our people. And so, yes, there was a lot of shame associated with being African, but the shame was misplaced and displaced in the first place. And so people started protecting Africa in response to a lie in the first place. So once people begin to realize and find out who they are and where they're indigenous to the land, they're not rejecting Africa because of self-hatred. They're rejecting it because they know who they are and they're not African. And so we also know African is a new term. I mean, we just got to get to the basics with you, Black Jesus, then we're going to turn it back over to you. So there's also continental differences that are clear. You say people look in the mirror and look African. Well, we can do that with anything. You know what I'm saying? And you can see people in India who look African, but you ain't going to tell them they self-hatred if they're saying, no, I'm a Hindu, I'm East Indian, I'm not African. I mean, you got your boy that's silly. I won't call him silly. I'm going to try to respect the elder. The dude that goes all around the world taking pictures. Renoko Rashid. He goes all around the world taking pictures of black people and say they're all African. Oh, I found me some dark-skinned people over here. Some dark-skinned people over there. Nigga, are the Hindus African? Huh? What are you talking about? Are the Negritos in Asia African? The dark-skinned Hawaiians are dark-skinned, bro. So, I just want to lay that out there for you before you continue, because I don't want you to keep stepping in a big hole that you can't dig yourself out of. And Black Jesus, what I want you to do today is after this show, after you get this 10-pack and bring me back 7, I want you to repent this time and realize, and I want you to tell us what your grandmother told you about who you are, because you seem to think your grandmother was just foolish and self-hating, and she didn't know her history. But if your grandmother that couldn't recall no history of being from somewhere else, she wasn't foolish, my brother. She knew what she was talking about. She was more closely connected to the history than you. So take that 10-pack, and we're going to turn it back over to you. And the autochthonous one is just waiting for something to stimulate him to pounce on you about. But go ahead, Black Jesus. We turn it back over to you. You there? Black Jesus Minister. And this is, I'm telling you, this is actually a good show for you to have technical difficulties, because a lot of the things that you're going to bring, you got to know that people in the indigenous consciousness have heard every Afrocentric argument, my brother. It's not people self-hating. They've become very educated. They heard the arguments. They know about the theory of evolution. They know about the whole Willie Lynch thing and all of this. They still came to their conclusion. He just sent me a message saying he's having some more issues with his computer. But on that note, let's turn it over to the and talk to this one. And brother, you got anything to add to this while we wait for Black Jesus' mysterious computer to come back to life?
I mean, I'm just sitting back. I want to know what the hell is his argument. I still don't know what the hell is. He's saying that we self-hate and we Africans. Prove to me I'm an African. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what his argument is. I just want to just put his argument out there. Like, I mean, I ain't got no problem. Like, it's all G, but at the day, like, we're gonna debate. You need to make it clear what the fuck we debating or what we talking about.
We just gonna use Black Jesus tonight as just a teaching moment. So act like you know what his argument is. Oh, there he is.
There you go. Let me just ask him some questions, maybe. Maybe we can get it moving like that.
I think he's back. So unmute your mic, Black Jesus, because and Black Jesus, honestly, bro, you look like you need to go put on some feathers yourself, man. You don't even look like, you know what I mean? You look red. You got an Olmec head. Come on, Olmec head. Your mic is muted, Black Jesus. I'm gonna start calling you Olmec head. Look at Black Jesus' Olmec head. That's an Olmec. Look at him. Unmute your mic, Black Jesus. Your mic is muted, Olmec head. Let me pull up a picture of the Olmec head so I can show them. I don't know. Black Jesus is having some difficulties tonight, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive him. Probably the ancestors. There you go. It's unmuted, Black Jesus. Yeah, man. The ancestors obviously don't want you speaking tonight. The great ancestors, the mound building ancestors have confounded you tonight. But hopefully you get it together, my brother. But let's deal with some issues while we do this, because like I said, we got people listening. It's a great opportunity, because what we can do is engage those who supposedly have some real scholarship, like people at the Brother Baines Network and people like that. I heard someone mention, Dr. Reggie said the pyramids in America had points because of, I won't even address that. But let's send a message out to the Afrocentric community that we're ready for the final showdown now, because, so the people can really make a decision. You know what I mean? So if anybody out there, you know what I'm saying, let's set this up and do it right, because I have a feeling that Black Jesus Minister is not going to get it done. Plus, I don't think he might truly represent the Afrocentric, because the real, Afrocentrics, they reject everything spiritual. They're just stupid spiritually. They don't believe in God, nothing. So they just stupid. But, you know, it would be good if we can get someone like, hold on. Yeah, we're going to get them on the phone, yo. That's what we got to do. Hello?
Yeah.
Somebody, are you on the phone or are you on the, hold up. What's going on, Black? Yeah, I hear you, but you're breaking up pretty bad. Go ahead, turn your camera off. Hey, you might want to get on your phone too, Black Jesus, or something like that. Or something. I don't know, brother. We can get you on the phone. Word, shout out to Caller Crush. Just subscribe. You have entered the Vortex. Thanks for subscribing to Vortex Media too. Appreciate you. Black Jesus. Yeah, man, but you sound really, really bad. I can hear you talking, but you ain't no sound coming through, my brother. Are you, if you're on, I don't even know what to say. Do you have, turn your camera off first. Try that. Because sometimes the camera will take up more, some more bandwidth. Maybe you might get clear. Okay, Olmec head. Say something. Man, you need to call some African tech help desk, tech help or something, man.
Yeah, he bullshitting now, man.
We gotta get him on the phone. Hold on. Yo. Yes, sir. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I got you on the phone now. We can hear you. But
Okay, so let me go ahead and do the show from the phone. You got my voice turned up?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna have to make some adjustments because you got to be able to hear them. So I'm gonna have to switch my speakers here. Give me a second so we can hear you because everything is running. Give me a second. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, brother.
Can you hear me, Chief? Hello? Chief. What the hell is going on?
Are you able to see my video? Are you able to see my video on the screen?
Yep. Keep that up. We can see you there. I just got to get everybody else. I can't hear Chief for talking this one. Are you saying say something so I can make sure you coming through, bro? All right. Okay. Hold on. I got to switch. Hold on.
I'm gonna put my earphones on, brother. That's phone stuff.
Talking this one. Talking this one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I was just making sure we had you because I had to get Black Jesus on the speaker in order for us to continue. So
Give me get to the point. He ain't got time to be showing that on the screen, man. Tell him what is his argument.
All right, Black Jesus. Go ahead, Black Jesus.
Brother.
Just keep your thing muted. Keep your camera on. We can see you there, and we hear you.
can go now?
Yep, go ahead.
All righty, everybody. Again, we apologize, and I apologize for all the technical difficulties, but, the things happen. So let's get back to my page. George Blanche, GeorgeBlanche on Facebook. I'm showing my screen now. And let me scroll down. And Lex, I hope you're still there because I may need you to play something real quick. And let me get there.
I'm still here, bro.
Okay, everybody. Let me scroll down on the screen. Now, I think I want to address some of the things that you guys said. I heard a little bit, but not all of it. But let me say this to everybody who's listening right now. Okay? See, you all can sit up here and lie and play games with each other all y'all want to. Okay? Because Brother Black Jesus Minister is here to bust up your lies and your foolery and your trickery and your thirstiness and desperate attempts to not be African. This is how sick you all are. Okay? Y'all sick as hell now. Hopefully by tonight, before tonight is over with, y'all gonna repent. Because you clowns are sitting up here doing the same goddamn thing that these no good, dirty, fool, ignorant Negroes, nigger nut, Hebrew Israelites. Let me say that again. These lying cult member, nigger nut, Negro nut, fool, Hebrew Israelites, black Hebrew Israelites, who run around here recruiting people. Oh, brother, hey, sister, did you know you was an Israelite? Now, how they know what an Israelite look like when Israelites are black and they all look like Africans? They'll kill you then. Well, we black. Yeah, we look like Africans. So how can you look at somebody on the street and tell that they're an Israelite versus somebody who's an African and not an Israelite? Okay? And see, if this is the nigger nut cult stuff game that you all are playing and that all of you are playing and that all of you refuse to do. Whenever you walk up to a Hebrew Israelite and they say that they're a Hebrew Israelite, tell them to prove it by showing you their blood test results, their DNA results. So we got DNA corporations and companies all over the world, all over the country, giving people their DNA. And when you confront a black Hebrew Israelite, a Nation of Islam fool who sits up here and says that the black man is God, but yet and still you call Fard Muhammad a white Muslim, a white a Middle Eastern God. I mean, when did
Black Jesus, Black Jesus? Yeah. I understand all of that, but I mean, we dealing with the Aboriginal Are we indigenous to America?
Brother, don't break. Boy, this is my show. You just sit back and relax now. Now, if the cut hurts, you just put a Band-Aid on it. Okay? Now, brothers and sisters, I'm talking about our self-hatred, not wanting to be African. Okay? Our sick, goddamn, demonic, evil, sickery of not wanting to be African. Y'all some goddamn fools now. Y'all sick.
Prove it.
But Brother Black Jesus is here to bring you to some truth and to wake y'all up. And hopefully the hospital of Black Jesus Radio and Black Jesus Ministries will send you home much lighter and much healthier than you were before the show started. Now, again, like I said, and to you brothers and sisters who are talking to me right now, I bet now one of you has taken a DNA test. And if you have found out that the majority of your DNA is African, but you're going to keep it a secret, ain't you? But you ain't fooling me. But the majority of you are afraid to take a DNA test and will not take a DNA test, just like these janky, mamma jamma, ex-convict, con artists, flammers, who call themselves Hebrew Israelites and say that they are not African and talk about Africans backwards and forwards and call them all kind of names and talk about Africans and white people are not going to heaven, they going to hell. Okay? That's the same. You might not be saying the same thing as those doofuses are, as those retarded nigger nuts are. You might not be doing it, but you're doing the same similar thing. Talking about you Native American, but you ain't African, but you won't go take a DNA test to prove that you're a Native American and not African, because you know you're lying. The mirror tells you that you are a liar every day, but you so goddamn sick that every time you look in the mirror, you see a goddamn Indian. I mean, a God-blessed Indian. Excuse me. I love my Indian brothers and sisters. You don't see no black man. You see an Indian. You don't see a black man or woman. You see a white woman or a Mexican or whatever. Anything that's in between black and white, you ready to claim that. Okay? So again, I'm calling all of you out because you're liars. You will not. My challenge is take a DNA test. Until then, shut the hell up. Now, the next person who want to challenge what I'm saying, you better have a DNA test. And when you have it, and if you do have it, you're going to post it on your Facebook page so that everybody can see it and everybody can scrutinize it. And we can call the DNA company to make sure that was your blood and your DNA that was sent in. And I'm not going to sit up here and play with some old liars who are going to come up here and say, oh, well, y'all still there? Brother Lex, are you still there? Brother Lex? Brother Lex, can you hear me? Somebody say something.
Don't worry about Lex. I'm still here. What's up?
All right, then we're good. Somebody's listening. We good to go. Now, so, brothers and sisters, y'all stop all this goddamn sickness and this goddamn lying, man. The next person that want to step up when I open it up, please tell me that you have a DNA test and that you're in the process of loading it up on your Facebook page, liar. You sick. Okay? Now, let's go to the evidence. In addition to you all providing your DNA to show that you're not African and that you're Native American and not African. Now, brothers and sisters, I have stated before, previously on this show, that we as black African people from the continent of Africa, is where humanity began. All right, I'm hearing some funny noises, Brother Lex. Lord.
I don't know. That might be you got feedback going on?
Hold on for a second. I had my thing plugged up. Okay. Let me, I don't know what's going on. I thought I had this thing, let me turn my mic off and see if that'll work. My mic is on.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from right now.
Okay.
Turn your mic off, bro. Keep your mic off. I mean, go
okay,
ahead.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, you good.
Okay, again, everybody, I apologize. Let's go back to my page. Okay, brothers and sisters, I stated previously.
I'm trying to look out for you, man. There you go.
I stated previously.
Trying to look out for him, man. Tell you go to super set, man.
My goodness.
Some kind of evidence or
Hold on.
he's a booster.
Oh shit, he putting the memes, man. Come on, Black.
1, 2, 3.
I thought she was gonna come with 7 heavy. I thought she was gonna come with like
okay, hold on.
Fall fountain, South Africa or something, man. Talking about some DNA.
Hey, listen, he wasn't gonna come with that false stuff no more because we already proved about that. So he's gonna
Okay, brother Lex.
come on, man. This is the word. Like self-beat. No, he beat himself. Like we didn't even have to present any evidence. Like we don't have to present the evidence. We do it every day. It makes no sense. I mean, he obviously he doesn't pay attention. He would be like everybody else. Stay clear of us.
Hear me
That's
now.
what y'all do. Because
Yeah, we
sucks. You suck, and you still lying to the people. And most of y'all know. Someone be like, "Yeah, my grandma was this that." What do you mean? Like I don't understand the conversation. We were
brother.
So yeah, well, since we were showing some stuff, we pull something like that people too. Like, you breaking them, bro?
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
Okay, let me go ahead and finish up. All right. Number one to all the sick black people on the planet who are liars and want to be Mexican or Arab or Indian, who want to be Semitic. Okay.
Black Jesus, can you hear the?
Hold on for a second. Now listen. I can barely hear you guys. So Lex, when they start talking, Lex, you're gonna have to try to turn that volume up for me so that I can hear. But right now, I'm not even taking questions. I need to finish my presentation.
All right, yo, let's just let Black Jesus go in, y'all. Chief, let's let him go on because y'all can't really communicate that well. We'll let him go on, and then we'll just clean it up after it. All right, let him go on.
All right, thank you very much, Lex. Appreciate it. Now, everyone who's looking at my screen, and let me say this, finish saying this again. Number one, blood DNA test. Now, those of you who are, somebody's talking while I'm talking. Those of you who are intelligent, go spend some more time, pray, go get on your knees and pray to the Lord, all right? That God will remove the sickness of self-hatred from your mind and from your heart. That many of us, our mothers and fathers and our aunts and uncles have put this trickery in us. And then when you sit back, after you get to praying, and you go take your time and sit down in front of the mirror and ask yourself, what do you see in the mirror, brother and sister? Do you see an Indian or do you see an African? Do you see a white person or do you see an African? Do you see a Mexican or an Asian or do you see an African, brothers and sisters? All right? Now, again, as I stated previously, that the oldest human remains are in Africa. And we as black men and women, we are the mothers and fathers of all humanity. And all of the other races of human beings on the planet, they are our children. We're not their children, they are our children. Now, brother, I believe his name was Brother Chief or Brother Auto. I can't remember how you pronounce your name, AutochonousOne or whatever, brother. Please forgive me for chopping up your name now. But one of you brothers enlightened me during one of our previous show that you guys had last week, that a new discovery was made of the oldest modern human remains of Homo sapien remains were found in Morocco. Okay? Now, and when you guys said that, me with my absent-minded, tired, sleepy behind, again, me with my absent-minded, tired, sleepy behind, sat up here and capitulated to a certain extent, like my brother was saying something totally different or irrelevant than what I said, that the oldest human remains were found in Africa, which we discussed, and I will discuss with you guys now very briefly, that you guys can go to your YouTube or go to PBS, your public television station.
Hey, yo, hold on. Black Jesus, hold on 1 second. Let me make some adjustments here, bro, because this is turning into getting very crazy. Hold on. Say something, Black Jesus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. I just want to get my speakers and stuff straight here. All right. And all right. Go ahead, Black Jesus.
All right, dear brother. Thank you very much. Again, brothers and sisters. Brother Black Jesus Ministers, heard Brother Chief and Brother AutochonousOne, and I know I'm chopping up his name, in our previous discussion, and
Black
enlightening
Jesus, do you have anything on in your background, brother?
No, I don't have nothing going on in the background. No noise.
All right, go ahead. We just got to get through it.
Okay. So while I'm talking, is it like you getting reverb or something, bro?
Yeah, it's like a some type of feedback or something.
Let me turn the speaker off. Hold on. Let me turn the speaker off.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Okay, what about now? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I mean we still hear it, but we just gonna have to go on, bro. Hopefully it
Okay, all right, we're gonna move it on, and we'll do the show over again. We'll do it again. I apologize to everybody. We're just having hellified problems all over the place. But anyway, so again, my brothers informed me that yet older human remains were found, and they were found in Morocco. Now, me with my tired, sleepy behind capitulated with my brothers, and come to find out, when I woke up the next day, I'm looking at Morocco with my sleepy behind, and Morocco is in Africa, North Africa, brothers and sisters. North Africa is where Morocco is. And when my brother said it was in Morocco, they were saying it as if Morocco was not in Africa. Now, maybe they weren't saying that, and maybe I just misunderstood them, but I don't know why they offered that information if they understood that Morocco was in Africa. Okay? Because the statement still is true that the oldest human remains still remains true are in Africa.
Okay,
now,
I just figured out what was going on.
Before the bones found in Morocco dated to be about 350,000 years ago, 350,000 years old. There are bones that they found in Ethiopia 300,000 years old, 250 to 300,000 years old. But now these that are found in Morocco, Africa, not in Spain or somewhere in Europe, but in Africa, are now measured to be about 350,000 years old. But yet and still, brothers and sisters, we're still talking about Africa. All of the planet, all of the whole world, the entire world, okay? White people, black people, Asian people, whatever, all kinds of people all over the planet. Scientists, archaeologists, anthropologists, geneticists, all agree genetically and anthropology and through anthropology that the oldest human remains are in Africa, and that all modern human beings came from Africa. So the out of Africa theory is no longer a theory, it is still a fact. Until somebody finds older human remains somewhere in Europe, somewhere in Asia, and somewhere in the Americas. And there are no human remains that are found older in the Americas. To those of you who are sitting around here looking like buffoons, talking about you are native to America. Like you grew up out of the ground right here in America. And then I heard one brother say, and then we grew up out of there. Well, he didn't say we grew up out of the ground, but we're indigenous to the Americans, and we sailed over to Africa and mixed with the Africans. Man, where in the world did you get that big fat lie from? Okay? Please, brother. And to sit up here in supreme just bogiosity, all right? And to sit up here and to deny the Atlantic slave trade, brothers and sisters, something is wrong with you, desperately wrong with you, brother and sister. Now, so again, the evidence of the oldest human remains are in Morocco, Africa. So how in the hell, now this is the information that my brothers volunteered to me. And we're going to play a video on that right now. So, Brother Lex, can you hear me, Lex?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
All right. On my page, Lex, scroll down to where you'll see a small video that says, newly discovered fossils will rewrite human history. This is a short 3-minute video.
All right.
Talking about the very evidence that my brothers who call themselves indigenous Indians, and if they're not African, Brother Chief and Brother Otto, the autonomous one, all right? You two brothers, I love y'all, man, but y'all gonna take this spanking, bro. Y'all gonna take this spanking and get right, because I am not going to allow you all to raise another generation of fake black people, black children, brother. Y'all not gonna do that, man. It's time out for this mess. It's time out for being the white man's lackey, the slave master's lackey, teaching self-hatred, willy-lit self-hatred. It's time out for that mess, man. Tell me when you get there, Lex.
Yeah, I'm there, brother.
Well, go ahead and play it for the people. This is a video about the very information that just came out about the oldest human remains in Morocco, Africa, dated to be about 350,000 years old. Let me know when you started, Lex.
All right.
And put it on the screen.
All right. You probably won't be able to hear it, though, brother.
That's fine, brother.
All right.
Well, big news is time to change the textbooks once again. I mean, do kids still carry around textbooks that seems
killing you that all of humanity comes from Africa, and the oldest human remains are in Africa.
All right.
Thank you, Brother Chief.
Thank
you, Brother AutochonousOne. Thank you, brother, for the information. But somebody got it confused and thought Morocco was in Europe or Asia somewhere, bro.
All right, so you ready to play the video, bro?
I see the video, yeah.
To need an update all the time. Anyway, back to this big news. Until now, researchers believe that the first ever modern humans, or Homo sapiens, came out of East Africa about 200,000 years ago. But in Jebel Irhoud, a remote region of Morocco, in what was once a cave, a team of European and Moroccan scientists had found 5 fossil remains that dates back to about 315,000 years ago, which would make them the oldest modern humans ever found. This is, of course, a huge breakthrough in the scientific community, because it will mean that our species evolved across Africa more than 100,000 years earlier than we thought. According to a report in the journal Nature, the international team of researchers led by Dr. Jean-Jacques Hublin, who directs the Department of Human Evolution at Germany's Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology, uncovered a skull, bones, along with some stone tools. In a statement, Hublin said, "This material represents the very roots of our species, the oldest Homo sapiens ever found in Africa or elsewhere. We used to think that there was a cradle of mankind 200,000 years ago in East Africa, but our new data reveal that Homo sapiens spread across the entire African continent around 300,000 years ago." He added that until now, the common wisdom was that our species emerged probably rather quickly somewhere in a Garden of Eden that was located most likely in sub-Saharan Africa. Long before the out of Africa dispersal of Homo sapiens, there was dispersal within Africa. The fossils were found surrounded by gazelle and other animal bones, and scientists believe that these Homo sapiens mainly hunted for their food. The fossil also shows that although our ancestors' brain functioned differently, they did have similar faces as our own. The discovery of the site was not new. A few pieces of skull and flint blades were found by Moroccan miners in 1961, but the horrendous dating techniques used back then estimated the remains to be only 40,000 years old. It was until the 1980s when Dr. Hublin took a closer look at one jawbone, and then he realized that something didn't add up. Hublin said although the teeth was similar to modern humans, the shape seemed very primitive. Thus, starting in 2004, Hublin and his team started to excavate the site once again and found more fossils, including 5 skull bones and burnt flint blades. Scientists used a method called thermoluminescence to estimate how long it has been since the blades were burned and estimated the blades to be around 300,000 years old. I love discoveries like this because it really does show how little we know about our history and even where we came from. I mean, literally for so long it was believed by almost everybody that, okay, 200,000 years, that's how long modern humans has been around. So now it could be 300,000 years, and who knows, if we make another discovery somewhere else, it could be 4,000, 500,000 years. And think about this, out of the 200 or 300,000 years we think modern humans have been around, recorded history is only the last 5 to 6,000 years. So there's really so much that we really have no clue of about our history. And even what we know of today is only because we found some clues somewhere that may have given us an indication of where we came from or what our ancestors were doing hundreds of thousands of years ago. But again, that's just because of what we found. Imagine all the things that we haven't found yet that could tell a completely different story. And that's my takeaway from this whole thing. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you later. Hi, it's Mike Chin.
All right.
Yo, that's once
it seems
again.
like you're still playing, Lex. Is it over?
Yeah, it's over, brother.
Okay.
It's over.
Thank you very much. All right. Okay, everybody. So we just went over the information that was forwarded to me about the new find of yet older human remains, the oldest human remains that are now found, which will rewrite the history books. That the oldest human remains are no longer found in East Africa of Ethiopia, but now they're in West Africa. West Africa of still the continent of Africa, brothers and sisters.
First off, Morocco is North Africa. That's first thing. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. And second off, they found 5 little fragments. They didn't find no full. No. You're not gonna do that.
Hold on, he
Asia
can't.
or in Europe or anywhere else, dear brothers and sisters, this argument and this discussion is over with. Okay, that means that what we are that black people originated in Africa and not in the Americas, because there are no human remains, whether they African or indigenous, Asiatic or whatever, that are older than the remains in Africa. I believe there's a video called there's a science documentary called what was that? It was called The First Peoples of America, or the first face of the Americas. And I believe that the oldest remains in America is probably
Black
less than
Jesus.
100,000 years.
Black Jesus.
If I make that mistake, you guys can straighten me out. The oldest human remains found in the Americas.
Black Jesus.
So, brothers and sisters,
yo, can you hear me?
Beyond a shadow of a doubt that the oldest human remains are in Africa.
Black Jesus.
And black African people come from Africa, and there are no remains older than that. So we come from Africa.
Can you hear me?
Family come from Africa.
Black Jesus.
Again, the out of Africa theory is not a theory. It is a scientific fact that has again been proven again with now the newest find in Africa of Morocco, Africa, of 315 million years.
Black Jesus.
Still in Africa, brothers and sisters. And also the scientific genetic documentary called The Journey of Man. Also through DNA, not Black Jesus Minister talking, not Brother Chief talking,
Black
not
Jesus.
Brother One talking, but through the science of DNA has also concluded that the first human beings, and we will discuss that tonight, their DNA goes back to African. One of the scientists said that the blood of African people is so diverse, that the blood of African people are so diverse that he almost didn't want to call them African. They're like a superhuman race. We're talking about pure Africans, brothers and sisters. Those who were fortunate enough not to be brought over here to the Americas, to be raped and to be mixed.
Black Jesus.
Mix up our heritage and our minds and our spirits to cause some of us to go fruity and batty and to hate ourselves and want to identify with our oppressors. And then those of you who think you're slick, want to identify with others.
Black Jesus, can you hear me at all, man? Black Jesus.
And to any means necessary to deny that you're African.
Hey, Black.
I heard somebody talking. Is that you, Lex?
Can you hear me, bro, at all?
Barely, Lex. Hold on. I can barely hear you, bro. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, say something.
You need can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. I'm just saying, bro, first of all, you still have screen share on. And for the,
Okay. But the video was still playing. I saw the video. So are you saying that nobody saw the video with me?
You have your screen share on, brother. Turn your...
Yeah. Okay, I'm stopped. Okay, I was going to go back to my screen. I just turned it off. But during the video, brother, did people see the video?
Yeah, we seen the video. I was just trying to make sure you can hear me, and then so we can be able to communicate, so you'll be able to hear the brothers too. So, Can you hear well now? Can you hear well?
Yeah, I can hear pretty well. And if I ask you to repeat what they said for me, then I'll ask you to do that. But I can hear you pretty well.
All right. Go ahead. Continue on.
Okay. All right, brothers and sisters. So number one, Brother Black Jesus Minister, the bunks and punks, the self-hatred lie that I'm indigenous African, number one, by saying to each and every one of you, prove it and post your DNA test on your Facebook page. Liar. Okay? Number two, the oldest human remains are in Morocco, Africa. The second oldest human remains are in Ethiopia, Africa. So we're still in the continent of Africa. The out of Africa is not a theory, you self-haters. You sick brothers and sisters who don't want to have nothing to do with Africa, who don't want to have nothing to do with the greatness of Africa, because the white man informs you by watching Tarzan movies and belittling Africa every day by showing starving Africans on TV, that you think that that's what Africa is all about and has always been about. You're sick, brothers and sisters, and it's time for y'all to wake up and be well now. Now, again, number two, the oldest human remains are in Africa. That has been proven anthropologically by finding the actual bones. And thirdly, it has been proven by DNA, which is shown in the scientific genetic documentary called The Journey of Man, that the oldest the oldest humans are the Bantu and the Pygmy-Paw people of Africa through DNA. Brothers and sisters, that's number three. All right, so remember that. Number one, DNA test. Number two, the oldest human remains and the second oldest human remains are in Africa. Number three, DNA proves that Africans are the original people. Not no people over here in the Americas, not no Negroes like you and I who are over here mixed and who came over here, the majority of us, through the Atlantic slave trade throughout all of the Americas. Now, let's go to point number four. Now, first of all, my brother lied, and my brothers do lie, who agree with him, that the African black people were already over here indigenously, okay, and that they sailed over to Africa and intermixed with the Africans, okay? Now, yes, there was traffic going back and forth from Africa to the Americas, but the first line of traffic was from Africa to America. Did y'all hear me? From Africa to America. Who are we going to believe? Are we going to believe Brother Chief? Are we going to believe Vortex? Are we going to believe Brother AutochonousOne? Or are we going to believe PhD anthropologist, scholar, par excellence, Dr. Lord have mercy. The doctor who wrote the book, they came before Columbus. What's his name again, Lex?
Dr. Ivan Van Sertima.
Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. Now, I heard one brother say I got that book. But how in the hell are you sitting up here, got the book, still talking the stupendous stuff that you're saying, brother? And those of you who have read, and those of you who are lucky to see Dr. Van Sertima in life, which I had an opportunity to see him at Texas Southern University, okay, and has read his book. And you guys can go and listen to portions of his book and him giving lectures about his book, saying that West Africans, including the Kingdom of Mali, including Mansa Musa, who was the richest man who ever lived on the planet, that these West Africans kingdoms will have vessels of ship had a ship 200 up to 200 ships at a time that would leave the west coast of Africa and sail over to the Americas. And Dr. Ivan Van Sertima said that these West Africans who sailed from West Africa to the Americas are the Olmecs of the Americas, brothers and sisters. The thick lips, the broad noses, these are West African traits. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima and other historians and anthropologists said that these are how the Olmecs got over here to the Americas and that they were not indigenous to the Americas. Who are you going to listen to? The scientists, the anthropologists, and Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, who many of us hold in the highest esteem? Or are we going to believe Brother Lex Vortex, Brother Chief, whatever his last name is, or Brother AutochonousOne? Okay, all these brothers with these pseudonym fake social media names. Are we going to believe them or Black Jesus Minister with a fake name who ain't got no credentials in that area? Who are you going to believe, brothers and sisters? Huh?
Black Jesus. Black Jesus. Now I see you have headphones. Are your headphones plugged into your phone?
Okay, let me plug them in my phone. Hold on.
Because I want you to be able to hear.
Okay, let me in my phone.
Yeah, because I want you to be able to hear when the brothers start talking, because it's going to be through the speaker.
Okay, yeah, matter of fact, I can hear you very good. I can hear you much better now. Thank you, brother.
All right, so
Thank you.
all
right, well,
so let us know. Let us know. Huh?
I am almost finished.
Okay, so we're waiting patiently so we can begin a dialogue here. But go ahead, brother.
No problem. No problem. Remember, everybody, point number 5 is Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. That the black people who were here in the Americas, way before Columbus came over here, way before slavery, are also Africans. The Olmecs are West Africans. And to further prove that, brothers and sisters, they were trading with the native people over here, the native Indian people who were over here, who came across the Bering Strait. We can see that very well with the pyramids that they built that are in Africa, and also evidence of the trade that went on between the West Africans, who were the Olmecs. The Olmecs brought back to Africa corn, ladies and gentlemen, that is indigenous only to the Americas. And this corn is in Africa today, and through genetics, they were able to study the seeds of the corn in West Africa and were able to establish that the corn that is in West Africa came from the Americas. Because corn is not indigenous to nowhere, it is exclusively indigenous only to the Americas. And how did it get to Africa? No, brothers and sisters, it wasn't those indigenous Africans called the Olmecs who took it to Africa. No. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima said that the Olmecs and the indigenous and the black people who came to the Americas are West Africans, brothers and sisters. So now, that's point number 6. The corn came from the Americas in West Africa. I think I'm just about finished. Let me go to my page real quick to look at everything and see if I need to share something real quick. And then we're going to open it up. Because we're going to destroy this chicory and this self-hatred tonight, brothers and sisters. Tonight it's got to die. In the name of Black Jesus, Yeshua, the Lion of Judah, the true Christ Messiah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Let me pull it back up. All right. So, let's see. Where am I going now? Oh, yeah, I will talk about that real quick. And I think I'll end it there. Everybody look at this post right here. Okay? See, this is the legacy and the heritage that you foolish black people, you sick black people, y'all sick, man. I'm talking about all of us. I'm talking about all throughout the Americas. North America, Central America, South America, the Caribbean, we are sick as hell. 2018, and y'all still sick. Women is sick. Don't want to be black, don't want to be African. I ain't black, I ain't Negro, I ain't African. The white man got a hold on y'all. My God. You still slaves. My God. Look at my page in my screen, everybody. This is a bust. This is a bust of a white explorer and scholar by the name of Count Constantine the Volney. And many of you may want to heard of him. And I want you guys to read, what he had to say about Africa and by way of Egypt, and about your heritage, and about how Europe and the world and Egypt came to become knowledgeable, and how they came to be educated, and how they were ushered into the civilized world. Look at the caption below his bust. It says, "Just think that this race of black men today are our slaves and the object of our scorn is the very race to which we owe our arts, sciences, and even the use of speech." Do y'all see that? Count Constantine de Volney in 1787. And I can't read the rest of that because my screen is blocking me. But brothers and sisters, this is what the white scholars, the white thinkers, the white intelligentsia have been knowing about you since the time that we taught them how to read and write and to speak. Okay? From the time that we taught them how to read, write, and speak, and what toilet paper was, and what a toilet was, okay? And to not live in caves, but to build houses. This is what they have known about you. But you have not known, or you have known, but Willie Lynch, the chicory and the psychological chicory and indoctrination of slavery is so strong in us that you will walk away from this truth about who you are yourself to believe a dumbass lie talking about you indigenous to America. You have lost your damn mind. Now, let me read a little bit that I have here. I may not just read that. I think I'll skip that. But I want to show you guys. I'm going to play a video. Brother Lex, I need you to go to this post real quick, and we're going to open it up after this last video right here.
All right, man. We're patiently waiting, brother.
Yeah. So go to this post, open it up, and that first link right there, brother, that very let me see. I think it's the second link. Let me see. Let me click it.
What post are you talking about, bro?
Okay, go to the constant. Hold on. Let me pull this up for a sec. Let me see what this is. Yeah, this is it. Okay. Let me close that. Okay, you see this post on my timeline of the post of Constantine de Volney?
Yep, I'm there.
Okay, open it up, and you'll see the second link. Click that second link and play that video, man. And before you play it, let me say this, you guys. This is another PhD professor by the name of Dr. Freeman. Let me go ahead and pull his link up real quick. And some of you guys may have seen this video on YouTube. It was really getting around for a couple of years. But
Are you saying the second link?
Yeah, I want you to click the second link, but don't click it yet. The second link, don't click it yet, okay? I'm sharing my screen right now. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everybody, do you all see this book? This is Dr. Joel A. Freeman, PhD. And this book, you guys gotta have this book and put it in your library, your personal library. A White Man's Journey into Black History. A White Man's Journey into Black History. And guess what? You all as black people, all of us need to take a walk into Black history so that we can reclaim the pride that is ours and the true identity that is ours. As Constantine divulged back in the 1700s, that civilization comes from you. Let me read that what he said real quick. Let me read that one more time. One more time. Let me see, how do I need that? Lord, I need to go back. Okay, I need to press escape. Where's that escape button? Okay. Is my computer stuck?
I mean, we gotta get some dialogue going, Black Jesus.
Okay, go ahead and play that video, Lex.
All right.
The second link.
Are we watching the whole? Are we watching the whole video?
Okay, I need to turn off my screen share. Okay, I turned off my screen share, bro.
Are we watching the whole video or?
Go ahead and play the second video, the second link, Lex.
Hold on. All right, y'all. Hold on 1 second here. Hold on.
Okay.
Where's my damn sound?
And we're not gonna play all of it. We're just gonna play half of it.
Hold on a second. See if I get my sound. For some reason I don't have no sound.
As we get into this, is this
here we go.
picture album. You see the two letters A and C circled red. Ivan Van Sertima said, this, by the way, is a picture from Ramses III's tomb, right around 1200 BC. And what this is all about is that Ivan Van Sertima states that the Egyptians always pictured themselves as A and C, not as B and D. We have the Semitic D and the Indo-Europeans and Asiatics B. And I just wanted to throw that in, just to understand what's going on. 33 dynasties since the beginning of Egypt. And what happens here is that you have different events that happen during each dynasty. You can take a look at those because we're going to be revisiting this a little bit each time as we go through this. This is Khafre. Thutmose III put a plaque between the paws of the Sphinx of Giza, stating that Khafre had something to do with the construction of the Sphinx. Now, some folks believe that he was the one who designed it. It was designed after him. There's an artist out of New York City who works for detectives and police, getting skulls and then reconstructing the facial features of the skull so that they can identify who the victim was. He has actually done some analysis on this and doesn't believe that it was Khafre. But whoever it was, I mean, you be the judge. You can take a look at two pictures side by side. That's Khafre in the Cairo Museum, and then the Sphinx of Giza. Count Constantine de Volney, during a trip to Egypt from 1783 to 1785, said this, and I quote, he says, on seeing that head, what head? The Sphinx of Giza. Typically Negro in all its features, I remembered the remarkable passage of Herodotus. The ancient Egyptians were true Negroes of the same type as all native-born Africans. Just to think that this race of black men today are slaves and the object of scorn, the very race to which we owe our arts, sciences, and even the use of speech. Now, I want to ask this question. What would motivate him to say this phrase, typically Negro in all its features? Could it be perhaps this? This was an artist's conception, Vivant Denon, who accompanied Napoleon's army, 1798. This is his artist's conception of the Sphinx of Giza. Before what happened? Before the lips and the nose were shot off by Napoleon's troops. That is verifiable because Denon was an eyewitness to those lips and the lips and nose being shot off by the soldiers. Why did they do it? We cannot climb into their hearts in the 21st century and figure this out, divine the entrails of frogs, and try to figure out why they did it. That's between them and God. But what happened, happened. And so when you look at this, you know that this definitely was patterned after an African man, regardless of who the identity of that man was. We now move to through the second dynasty. Narmer-Menes, he was the creator of the dynastic rule of Egypt. He ruled some 62 years in all. He unified the upper and lower Egypt. For the first time, this was all brought together. One of the things we know about him is that he initiated the Herculean task of diverting the course of the Nile that created the Delta region that allowed Memphis to be built. He died while traversing a river. They were going after a rogue Libyan band of troops, and a crocodile grabbed a hold of him as an older man, and that must have been some struggle, I'll tell you, but that's how he died, how he passed on. This is all we have of Narmer. Zoser. Zoser in the third dynasty, he was a gentleman that began the extensive building with stone. In fact, he's the first one that put up a stone monolith in the Egyptian Empire. He exploited the copper.
How much more we watching, Black Jesus?
Okay, you can stop it right there, brother. We good. You can stop it right there.
All right.
All right. So we wrapping this thing up. Let me share my screen real quick. Brother Black Jesus Minister needs to add a correction. Sir Count Devone, let me pull him up real quick. Count Constantine Devone, you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Count Constantine Devone, when he stated, and actually restated, he was restating a statement, not of himself, which is a quote of himself, but of Herodotus. Okay? But of Herodotus. And we're going to pull up Herodotus real quick and see how far back that goes.
Oh, come on, Black Jesus.
No, brother, I'm mentioning the date, brother, that's all.
Right.
So what did Herodotus say, and what
Yeah.
did Count Constantine Devone say?
Right.
I think that this race of black men today, our slaves and the object of our scorn, is the very race to which we owe our art, sciences, and even the use of speech. And
all right.
how far back, brother, I'm almost through, brother.
Yeah, the people are saying it. Come on, man.
I give it 2 minutes, and I'm done. Now, brothers and sisters, if you are looking at my screen, here's Herodotus, born 485 BC. Okay? So somewhere in 400 BC, Herodotus, or probably early 500 BC, Herodotus made this statement about you, brothers and sisters. You black man and black woman, you black girl and black man and black boy. This is about your heritage and who you are. But you in willful ignorance and slave mentality, stupidity, want to walk away from your identity as the progenitors of all humanity and the progenitors of slavery. Brothers and sisters, just as Dr. John Freeman was speaking and reminding us Egypt. Dang, what was the dude's name? Who was that the conqueror that loaded that? What was his name, Lex?
I don't know, bro. I'm trying to. We ready to get into some dialogue though. People saying they getting sleepy, bro. They ready to gotta get some dialogue going on here, bro.
So again, dear brothers and sisters, I believe it was Alexander. Who says Alexander the Great blew off the noses of those ancient African brothers and sisters that created civilization? Not only did they do that in Egypt and Africa, but they even did that of the black brothers and the black people who were crucial to the civilization in Europe. And likewise, dear brothers and sisters, you are doing the same thing, knocking off your nose and your lips when you look in the mirror and you see a Native American Indian instead of an African. Again, dear brothers and sisters, I do apologize for my passion, for my heat, but this has been my life's work to destroy the self-hatred of our people and for one another. Because when we destroy that, we are going to be a powerful people, and unity will not be an obstacle, because we will all fall under the umbrella and the identity that Marcus Garvey set an example of the red, black, and green, the Pan-African movement. We are Pan-Africans, brothers and sisters, and we live all over the world. So again, thank you all for this opportunity and this time.
All right, bro. Yo, in the future, just a suggestion, Black Jesus, you gotta take intermissions for dialogue to keep things dynamic and keep everybody listening, and because you gave some good information, but it's been like an hour and a half. But now let's get it in, yo. I mean, I don't even know if where to begin with the other brothers. The Talkton one is still here, been waiting patiently for an hour and a half. I guess we can and go and see if the brother wants to what he has to say in response to all that you showed. So, Chief of Talkton, do you want to say anything to what we seen for the last hour and a half? Chief of Talkton might have went to bed. You there, bro? I tell you one thing, y'all gonna stop making me look unprofessional on these shows, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get this stuff flowing. People gotta get their stuff. We gotta keep flowing so the people can stay engaged. But the Chief of Talkton, you there? Let me make sure my mic is on. He might not be able to hear me. I might be muted. Yo. Somebody call Don Talkton this one, man. You know, we got I honestly, y'all, we probably gonna have to do this show again. Something and do it right. But I got Chief Holiday's in the building. You know, I apologize, y'all. We're not really trying to run. This has kind of been a sloppy production, but we got through it, man. And you know, I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this show up, man, because it's just we have to do it again and do it right when Black Jesus gets his stuff right. But hold on a second, man. Let me
Do me a favor, Lex. When you end the show, if you end it, don't delete it, because I definitely want to go back and listen to it and take some pointers from what I said to try to improve some things, and we have to do this again. Don't delete it.
Yeah. See, here's the problem, right? We're talking so long. It's so much people who think just absolutely wrong, first and foremost. So I'm going to address the 200 or the 300,000-year-old 5 pieces of bone fragments found in Morocco, northern so-called Africa, not West Africa, brother. That's number one. Number two, they found older if we're going with their findings and their dates, they find older human beings, real skeletons, real people in America, not like a fragment of a skull. So see, here's the thing, right? When they showed that picture, when they were talking about it, hold on,
Yo,
let me finish.
Hold on a
so
second.
When they showed that picture of the bones of the when they was talking about the Moroccan 300,000 year old bones that used to be 40,000 years old, right? They used to be 40,000 years old, right? And they'll tell you that man wasn't. Well, anyway, that's another thing, right? So they used to be 40,000. Keep that in the back of your mind, right? But they're only small fragments, not full skeletons. But when they talked about it, they showed you 5 fucking full skeletons. That right there, my friend, is fake. Once again, Zionist propaganda-based information that Black Jesus presented to us. Period. So that's fake. Number one. So when he's talking about all this, they don't have a full skeleton when they find those bones.
Turn on your computer. Listen to your computer, Black Jesus. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, I mean, it's here's the thing, right? Even if we said Black people or people who came in Africa, that has nothing to do with us. You feel what I'm saying? Just because they haven't, you know what I'm saying, found certain things, they do even say that they can still find more people and certain things or whatever. And just because they haven't found bones don't maybe last millions of years. So sometimes they're kept in preserved areas and stuff like that. That's why they find a full pristine skeleton. That's why you don't find that many. You see what I'm saying? Because it's hard to have a skeleton that goes back hundreds of 1,000 years because they wouldn't last. It would deteriorate over the time period. See what I'm saying? So that's right there. Like I said, what he said was totally false, totally wrong. And he just has rhetoric. He's just talking. He has no facts to back up anything that he's saying. And that's what we're saying. It's just dumb shit all the time. Hey, Lex, I sent you a couple of videos. They're super short. But I think this right here get to the heart. This will teach these people something because they need to learn something instead of just listening to dumb shit.
Hold on, Black Jesus.
And look, white people too. So you got them?
Yeah, hold on a second.
You got the email?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah.
We had Black Jesus funeral. So the organs is in the background. And we about to go ahead and lay you to rest, man. You know what I'm saying? This is over for you. So sorry.
All right, 1 second. So you sent it, it's in my email, right?
Yeah.
All right, 1 second. Let me see. All right. All right. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out.
Are you talking about those videos?
Yeah.
I mean, they're like first one like 1 minute, the second one like 3 minutes. So they're not nothing to read, really.
No, I'm saying that's what
you're talking about.
That's what you sent me. I'm just making sure it's the video you want me to play. The first one said.
You can play the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna have to switch up real quick to this video so people can hear it. Let me share this real quick with y'all so everybody can see it. And all right, everybody should be able to see that. And here we go.
Notice, if you will, the half-caste child. And there are ever-increasing numbers of them. Now, what is to happen to them? Are we to allow the creation of an unwanted third race? Should the coloreds be encouraged to go back to the black? Or should they be advanced to white status and be absorbed in the white population? Now, time and again, I am asked by some white man, if I marry this colored person, will our children be black? And as Chief Protector of Aborigines, it is my responsibility to accept or reject those marriages. Here is the answer. 3 generations. Half-blood grandmother, quadroon daughter, octoroon grandson. Now, as you can see in the 3rd generation, or 3rd cross, no trace of native origin is apparent. The continuing infiltration of white blood finally stamps out the black color. The Aboriginal has simply been bred out.
Perhaps the time has come to reinstitute an old custom. Grant them prima nocte. First night, when any common girl inhabiting their lands is married, our nobles shall have sexual rights to her on the night of her wedding. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. If we can't get them out, we'll breed them out.
Excellent idea, sire.
Is it?
You are the kids, all the cars away. There's no need to argue. Just don't understand.
All right. So let me bring this back, y'all. And what up, Chief? You want to talk about that? Can you hear me, bro? Yo, where y'all at, man?
They running for BlackJesusMinister, the World Wide Web debate champion of the planet.
Yo, Chief Holiday.
Can you hear me, Lex?
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I'm just waiting for Chief Holiday to respond after his video.
That little clown video right there, that ain't nothing to even talk about, man. We can keep it moving. A clown video. I'm sitting up here putting down history and science, and you gonna come up with a clown video. Because you believe, you think like a clown. Sitting up here self-hating.
Yeah, well, I'm just waiting. I don't know what's going on, but honestly, man, I'm about ready to end the show, man. I don't.
Yeah, brother. Well, if we have technical difficulties and we have a problem like this, then yeah, we need to redo the show. I don't know what you look like tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I got
Okay, well you just let me know whenever you're ready to do the show. I'll do it, and if we have to wait till next Friday, we'll just do it next Friday, man. But don't delete this show because I'm gonna go back and listen to this, okay?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm trying, I'm trying to work with a certain level of professionalism and production, man, and this has just been frustrating,
Right,
in terms of
really
my
has, no
product,
doubt
man.
about that.
I don't know what happened to Chief Holiday. I don't know what happened to
All right, but let me say this to you, brother. Next time, brother, don't start no show until I tell you to start it, okay? Because sometimes I might be running late.
Yeah, well, I got people waiting and stuff, so I thought it was coming.
Brother, brother, if it's my show, don't start it until I tell you to start it, bro.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if you. I didn't even know. I didn't know if you was gonna. I didn't even know if you was gonna show up. So we was gonna do a show regardless. So I was calling you, and texting you for like 15 minutes. So I mean, we was just gonna go on with the show. Really.
Well, let me ask you a question, brother. What time did you start the show before I came on? How much time went by?
Like an hour and a half.
Well, let me say this here, brother. If you continue to do the show until I tell you I'm ready, bro, then you're going to make people mad at me and make people mad at you, bro. Please don't do that, man. I'm asking you not to do that, okay?
Yeah, I mean, at the point that you didn't show up, it kind of wasn't your show at the time. We was just kind of going on with the show. The show must go on. So I didn't even think you. I didn't know you were gonna show.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Probably I'm going to say it was my fault. Maybe I didn't tell you I was running late. And that's probably what I didn't do.
Yeah, you didn't say nothing. So I didn't know if you was even showing up. So.
Okay. Well, that's on me then, brother. I'm sorry. If I'm running late, I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to show you. We're going to do the show. If I'm running late, we're going to do it, bro. Okay? So we won't have to run into this, people waiting on me for 15 minutes or an hour or whatever. Because anything can happen to anybody. I just got caught up over here with some things, and that slowed me down.
Yeah, it's all good.
That can happen. So, my fault there, brother. From now on, if I'm running late, it's my fault. I'm going to let you know every time, and you can tell the people, we send a message out or whatever. But if you haven't received my show post, then you know I'm not ready. You know what I'm saying? You call me or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all good, man. Things happen, brother. I mean, it still turned out all right.
Okay. And what I will need to do, brother, if you got time sometime tomorrow, call me so we can do a run through to make sure that we iron out all the problems and we won't have these problems again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because it could be my computer that's jacked up. Because like I said, I just brought it back from the shop yesterday, and maybe it's not all the way right because I still got to download a bunch of stuff on there. Update.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. We'll get it. We'll get it together next time. And
All right. Okay. And please, again, when you're back on the show, tell everybody I apologize, and because it was on me. It was my fault. I did not communicate, but we're learning. It's a learning process, so that won't happen again. I promise you.
yeah, no problem. It's cool. We're gonna keep flowing.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go back and listen to this, so don't delete it, brother.
All right, bro.
Take care now.
All right, bro.
All right, Vortex Media family, Vortex Media 2. Peace.
All right, y'all.
You out of there?
Yeah, easy. What's up? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I mean, this is what I said earlier, man. It's terrible. That was a terrible showing.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I'm just trying to. Can you hear me? All right, y'all. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure, that all the productions that go on over here do sustain a certain level of, professionalism and provide good visuals and entertainment. I gotta apologize tonight. We can't help sometimes some things happen, and
Your device is
so
disconnected.
we just want to
Pairing.
keep the show rolling and keep the show going. Hopefully, y'all still got something out of it and enjoyed the entertainment of Black Jesus Minister. But Chief Holiday, was you saying something, man?